Oh, I'm sorry. I was counting the money that I didn't lose in trading. That's what, $800 if I was right. Yeah, anyways. This is what I can make if I really took trading serious, but I'll never take it serious because I already have money, you know what I mean? Welcome guys to the close show. If you're asking why I'm here, it's because Brendan is sick. Sharif is not in today. So I'm taking this over, not for the whole show, just doing an introduction so I can throw it to Trade of the Day with Sean. But if we're gonna look at the standings right now, this is how futures are looking. We got the S&P 500 at 39.65, so it's up 0.73%. The Russell 0.93. The NASDAQ is 1.63, if I'm not mistaken. It's this one right here, so that's good. The New York is at 0.36%. Hello, how you doing, man? Come here. What's up? Yeah. Thanks, man. My guy right Thanks, man. You see the money, right? You seen it?
Wow, look. Wow, you've been working out?
Come on, brother. Feel the bicep, No, please.
What?
And I'm fasting. I'm about to lose a lot of weight, man. I'm telling you guys.
My guy right there.
I'm telling you guys. I'm gonna be shredded. By the end of the month, I'm gonna be shredded. I might come in tank tops. And what was Sharif wearing? A bunch of basketball jerseys. I might do that too if I'm not worried. Anyways, let's get to the sector watch. I've honestly never looked at the screen in my life before. Control minus twice, he says. Right here. 1, 2. Okay, this is sector watch. Green. One more time. Here you go, Prad. This is just for you. Technology, you got Mullen, a big square right there, 6%. Is that Mullen? MU, I don't know what MU is. Yeah, AMAT 4%. NVIDIA, 3%. It's a whole lot of technology up above 3%. You guys should look at that. It looks good. Healthcare, we got CI is under 4%. They're obviously not having a good day. Pharmaceuticals, REGN, up 6%. Look into that. Maybe it has some volume. You guys can trade it. Communication service, Netflix, up 8.27%. That's a lot. So if anyone's trading Netflix, good for you if you held from the open. Meta, up 3%. T2, you guys were talking about this the other day. I think Neil was trading this a few months ago. So they're up 2.6. What is it? What are they saying? Take Two. Yeah, Take Two. So you guys can look into that. Google, EA, a whole lot of positive stuff. In the financial banks, I know we've been having a rough week with banks. So CMA is down 8.42. FRC still down 0.25. Wow, that's really bad. What are you guys doing with the lights? Okay. A whole lot of negative stuff. I mean, listen, guys, it's easy to own a business. Just earn money, and then your stock will go up. You know what I mean? So whatever these banks are doing, do better. And hopefully you see some greens on your thing. But I don't want to hold up your time because I don't really know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm covering for Brendan. He's sick. So Brendan, I hope you get better because I really never want to do this again. And yeah, we'll fix the position board. We have Sean at the big screen TV. He's going to talk about one of his trades from this morning and how he possibly made a lot of money. Take it away. Oh, I got to click it, don't I? Wow, that's crazy. TOD Sean.
It's your trade of the day, and it's brought to you by Day Trade the World. And I want to thank Fahad for flipping it over here. And today's trade of the day, it's going to be a pretty simple one. It's going to be Coinbase. And the thing is that we started off pretty easy on Coinbase today. It's the #1 name. They get that Wells notice. And like Neil said, it's kind of par for the course. It's like potential securities violations. So they want to look into this with Coinbase. So again, we were just talking about the short all day. I don't want them, if I'm like a Coinbase shareholder, or Coinbase period, I guess, you don't really want anyone to look under the hood. We've already seen so many issues here with Silicon Bank. We've seen also SI, right? Silvergate going to the downside, let alone FTX and so on and so forth. It just continues. It's kind of like you don't want to be that bad player in a situation where, you know, we're already questioning what exactly is going on the exchange front and you know, what the proper regulations are, and we're waiting for that. So we're going to wait to see what happens with this Wells notice, but you can see it's a nice downside move. We could have the daily up for Coinbase. Coinbase had really been on a run from 55 up to $89, I think we topped out at, and then yesterday, of course, we go to the downside, and then that notice comes through. So yesterday's trading, Coinbase up there, $81, $82 yesterday, even higher than that, obviously, before that tank. So what did we want to do? Okay, so we come in right here, right away off the early trade, and we just go short 66.50. We actually write on here, let's take, oh, it must have been in my word, but oh, there it is, pre-market low break. pre-market low break. So we talk about that. You can find that at Trader TV Sean. So there it is right there. We come in at 66.50. We actually take it in the pre-market at about 8:30. Bang $1, bang $3, and then all of a sudden it goes down to 60 bucks. And that's where I was like, I'm waiting at 60.20. Do you know what that bottom wick was? $60.40. So we missed that very bottom there. And then all of a sudden, once the day opens up here and at 9:30, ding, 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 market opens up. And then look at this huge buy. What's up, Kathy Wood? Must be in there buying this thing up. Booms it up all the way up to the upside. So this is where we were actually doing pretty good on Coinbase, because we don't have any shorts all the way up here. We don't actually start shorting until 64-ish. Get back up to this upside, and then we start shorting again, 66.50, and then we start taking profit, taking profit, taking profit. But we're noticing right here, between 64 and 65, there's actually a base starting to develop right here. So that's why all these outs, like I'm holding it. Neil and I were both like, come on, man, let's get this stock down. Go, go. Like, get back to these levels. But it never did. It just absorbed VWAP. At this time, of course, VWAP was a little bit lower, but it just kept buy right at these levels. So I just kept on getting out, rinsing and repeating. And you might say, well, look, these ticks right down there, it doesn't look like a big trade. But each one of these is about $1. Then this is where we actually get hit. When it starts making that next move up and violates the 67, 68 area that we thought we had some resistance there, right? But unfortunately we don't, and it just runs all the way through. So let's just say, for argument's sake, well, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I was gonna say we gave back probably about 30% right there. So we make all this money here, then we give it back, and then I say that's it. We're done. Until when? Until we come up to another price. So I always wanted 68 as the out initially. So when we started ripping back up there, here's the short when it comes up to 69. Because remember, we left it alone and we were waiting for 70. If not, yeah, it's okay, my guy. Right there, a drop right down into 69, back down. Look at that first take is 67 right there. So this drops all the way down. We get a piece out. Boom, goes a dynamite. So right there, that's $2. Someone just fell in front of the screen. All the way down there, nice $2 move. Bounces back. Could have reshorted, but we were not sure. We are now still short Coinbase, waiting to see if we get that eventual flush. But the idea behind this and why it's your trade of the day is because stick with what you're doing. And I know we had Arun on the show today, and basically everything to talk in here was all longs. The market was only up 1%. Now we're up 2 and change. We should have stuck with our other longs, but Coinbase, we stuck with our guns and hit that short. And that's why it's your trade of the day.
Yes, sir, and what a trade it was. And you got to be careful. Sometimes it's slippery on the trading floor. Good job, Sean, because I don't know if I would have held it together so well if somebody dropped to the ground right in front of me while I was shooting that. So look, the market's starting to come back in here a little bit. If you're watching the midday show, welcome. The ES, beneath that 4,000, it's been trailing. Just looking at Meta here, I want to sort of jump right into it because Meta was previously bouncing off 205. Had some strong moves off this level. If it takes out 205, you could have a bit of a flat bottom break. Position boards are on. I don't have any longs right now. I'm just in a couple of shorts. Coin from earlier. Intel from, Intel from Intel. I guess kind of always short that one off that 29 area as that's now breaking down. But everything is coming to the downside. If you're looking for some strength, I know Netflix was pretty good, but if there's one regret today, it's those banks, man. Those banks have been pretty weak. I look at that PAC W. And it broke 10, it broke 9. It's actually catching a bit of a bid right now, but it has been pretty ugly for these regional banks. Not a great day. We saw that in the second half of the day with Yellen's comments, and everything fell, but the things that really, really fell were some of those financials, and they're just continuing it today. So it's been pretty ugly for that side of it. The shorts are in. We'll see if we actually continue for the rest of the day and fall like that trader did in front of you.
Just reading some of the chat there. Yeah, that was fun. I didn't know if he was just like avoiding the TV.
I saw it too late because I turned around. He was already on the ground.
Yeah, I don't know, but at least he's not hurt.
I thought he slipped, but I didn't really see. You're good, right? Okay.
He's good. He's good. Okay. Yeah, a big shout out to Fahad. Thank you to everybody there. Thanks for all the kind comments. Thanks to Arun for hosting the midday show once again. And big shout out to Max and Obi for coming through one more time on the show. You saw a new fresh face there. And that's one of the best parts about being on a trading floor, of course, is that we get a bunch of different characters coming through.
Yes.
And I was going to say there, I was going to look at that bull again, but we are coming back down. I just said that story there that the NASDAQ was up 2%, but that was the high. Now you're only up 1.3. But you know what, guys?
Technically up.
Sound alarms, man. The traders are back in the building right now. And here's Apple right now. Look at this move to the downside. We've been posting it. I was posting this trade when I was in it, like as we were taking this over and over and over again. We finally seeking a little bit of revenge here on Apple. Not revenge, we made money long. And then, I mean, look, we made money long. We don't have any red ticks below our green ticks. And then we just started shorting to the basement right now for Apple. So let's see how far down this name wants to go. We're still in this short. It's $1.50 in the money. We are also short right now Coinbase. As Coinbase coming in here to 66, we're going to watch. I just want to see this dump down. We're still in half of this position. My number one stock today is now Apple, man. Apple's been a huge trade due to this. We definitely banked out on it. We're green today. We talked about that on the beginning show, if you want to ask us about all that kind of stuff. So we're ready to rock and roll here. Coinbase, I like it. Apple, we like it. Now let's just find some more. I sold. So me and Neil, we do not execute trades. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's good.
Banks are getting smoked.
We don't, yeah, so I got out of bed. So what I was going to say is I got out of this as soon as we exited the show, 128.50. So I was going to say, I have actually looked at JPM since then, but I got out of about 50% of my long-term holdings in JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs there right at lunchtime, right when we went off the air. Because, again, unlike other shows, we will not trade outside of what we're showing you on the show. So here it is right here, 128.50. I got out, but look at JP Morgan now pulling back into that 127 and trying to test lower. You know what people said?
Have you looked at TD on the daily chart?
I wanted to look at the Canadian. It's funny that you just said.
Look at TD on the daily chart right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at bank. I mean, do you have it? I have Bank of Nova Scotia here. I just want to look at this one. This is the bank that I bank with, so it's generally the bank that I have. It's kind of stupid why I do this, but this is where I was investing my money. They did have a lot of exposure to South America. Again, I've been in this name for 20 years. So, but yeah, we're right at the bottom here. I don't know what TD Bank looks like, but if you're near October bottoms, then it would be very similar to BNS, because BNS is right. This is Scotiabank.
Worse.
It's below October bottoms, TD?
Worse, TD is. TD's level right now, come to my chart.
I should buy that bank then.
So I'm looking at TD on the Canadian side. Apologies. It's just, look, I own this one, so I watch in TD. It's dual listed, and they have a lot of exposure. Actually, the Canadian bank with the most exposure to the U.S. is TD Bank. Yeah. But it's on 77, which is the summer low from 2022. This is a monster level for TD if it takes this one out. If you have a long enough time frame, I mean, if you're young, then these are probably some interesting places to start, like dollar cost averaging if you're into that kind of a thing. But yeah, it has been look at the last couple of weeks in TD Bank.
That's disgusting.
It's absolutely putrid. This was an up channel. I mean, think about how bad this is. This was an upward channel. That was basically holding out and looking pretty good, holding the major averages, and then what does Sharif say?
Kablooey or something.
Kablooey, Kaplowy, whatever the hell he says. That's what Kablunky or absolute gong show, and now testing lows. This could get pretty ugly. I feel like if there was a mistake made today, it was not shorting some of the banks. You look at in the chat, someone was asking about Schwab. I don't know why it just went to NQ. Last thing I was looking at was Toronto. But I mean, Schwab, you talk about levels, big levels breaking. This is flushing from that 60 break and kind of still ongoing here. This one trending to the downside here today. If anything, well, let me think out loud on Schwab on my 15-minute chart here. So there's a flat bottom break here. I mean, I know it's already down 4%, but there's a flat bottom break if this takes out 53.65 or 53.70. Let me zoom in and see exactly where that is. There's a bit of a gap fill to the downside if Schwab doesn't hold this bid. And that's in about 30 or 40 cents. I mean, if you're shorted already, you're probably thinking take some profit in case that holds. But this one could break out of this 60 to 54 channel that it's been in for quite some time. So if you got to shorten this, it looks pretty good, but it's on a major level right now. And when that happens, a lot of times you'll catch a bit of a bounce first, shorts covering, people taking that day trade long or whatever it would be. I don't like long the banks. I'm gonna look for some shorting opportunities this afternoon if there's any pops in some of these banks like FRC, PAC W, PAC W. I just want to be
short Palo Alto.
No, I don't want to short Palo Alto.
I just want to give people a quick update there. Neil was showing everybody the Toronto chart, but TD is also a New York name. So no, it doesn't matter. Just people were saying that, we had different prices, but they didn't notice that there was a TO there. So we have also on the show, guys, welcome. We are in lovely Toronto, Ontario, Canada right now. So that's why we're more familiar, obviously, with some of the banking prices, Canadian banks in Canadian prices.
Look at PanW.
I love I own Panda.
Look at, and this is the difference. So, like, no, I'm not shorting Panda. I mean, as a day trade, like, maybe you could short this top for a scalp trade, but I mean, come on. Like you want some actual strength. Like, it's cybersecurity's got it. It's definitely got it. Like, that's.
I mean, you look at CrowdStrike.
You're only going to need more of it. Well, the CrowdStrike's still expensive. I don't like that one as much.
I think you'd be surprised. I think PNW is expensive. I think it's just the best of the best. You just want
Crowd's more expensive PE, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's really pricey.
Let me find out here. Where is the PE here? You know what? I changed my layout, and my new layout didn't have. Where's PE on here? I guess I got to add it. I don't think it actually. Cash, market cap. I'm going to find it out because I think this is not, first of all, this is from, you know what I just noticed here? You can even go to the competitors here on this.
It's great, I love that.
Yeah, this is great. No, you can right click it and you can just figure it out here. Configure, hold on a second. I'm gonna do this live in front of everybody here. I'm gonna search term just PE, does that work? There it is, yeah, price earnings ratio. So I just wanna add this. Okay, show column, okay, add it. All right, well, I'm gonna have to get back to everybody on this one because right now it didn't work. So there it is. I'll figure that out. But yeah, we'll find out what CrowdStrike's PE here. We can get it at other places. I mean, I have it right here on.
You can just go to FinViz.
But I'll wait. I'm gonna fix it out because I want to give a big shout out to Michael Noss from Trade Ideas as well. And just because he had sent me a new scan and about those races because I talked about those. And it did screw up my layout, so I'll have to figure out how to do that. But that's not that hard to do. But okay,
actually, yeah, go ahead.
No, nothing. I was just going to say let's look at some more names here. But that's CrowdStrike versus PanW. Look at CrowdStrike as well. A nice little move back up to the upside there off earnings. We did talk about them possibly getting to 140 and then turning around right there. But what I wanted to talk about was Square, okay? Because Block is on everybody's mind. And I actually meant to check my portfolio to see how much exposure I still do have to this name because I am exposed to it. But right here, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. Oh, this is a 3-minute chart. Let me go back to a 1 minute here because now, this is the thing. I heard Arun talk about it, and all I got to say is to each their own. When you guys are looking at different strategies, and I know Max was talking about a 5-second chart. I have to talk to that guy about that one.
People use the tick chart. Like, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I've seen even lower than that.
Yeah, everybody has their own ideas here. And I just want to say that no matter what anybody's opinion is on how you're trading or what you're doing, it's always good to listen to other people's ideas. Like Arun wants to use longer time frames because his idea is to hold for longer, right? And so you have to adjust what you're doing. I just want to show you here, and I actually wrote this down. So I'm starting to I haven't taken notes in probably 15 years, but now I'm going to start to do it again right now. So what I've noted here is, and actually it's funny because Neil mentioned something to me after I wrote this already down, so it means it's pretty good, is that this 50 period here, it didn't matter the long really until it broke. So once we broke, that's why I have the 50 period up, right? Is it's a trend changer for me. Even on a 1 minute chart, like you get this trend, it comes all the way down, and then look where it finally breaks it, 59 bucks, shoots to 65. And then when it's choppy like this, so first of all, now the trend is down, so you can see we're still hovering near the high side. We did break it a little bit right now, but as you can notice, as this trend goes to the downside, if you're looking for a little bit longer, there's the 200 right there, and then there's the 50, and then of course VWAP. So that's why I use them there, but I just wanted to say to everybody that, again, it's everybody needs to trade sort of how you're comfortable. We saw Arun take 30 points. I think it was even more than that maybe on the futures. For me, that would have been probably, if I was trading the futures, probably more contracts but less points. And at the end of the day, as long as you've filtered out your winners and your losers and you're taking notes and you're understanding what you're doing, then that's really the key to success, is practice, get in front of a computer, understand your strategies, listen to guys like me, Neil, Arun, Max, Obi, every single person that's been on the show.
Fahad.
Yeah, you can listen to Fahad if you want as well. You can listen to Fahad, although Fahad self-admitted to know nothing.
Well, I mean,
It's just he's a gambler when it comes to trading. He admitted
Yeah.
that's what he's talking about. He looks at the lines, and look. Let's talk about Fahad for a second too. He's learning from us. I
yeah,
mean, that's-
he watches the show.
You're right. Edits the videos, watches the shows.
But in his defense, there were certain things with the platform as he was trading that he didn't actually know.
The first stage is understanding your tools.
Yeah, and let's be fair. Like, he didn't know how to zoom out in the chart, so I was just having fun with him with that. Like, it's always in good fun with Fahad. But like, you speak about the higher time frames, lower time frames. So perfect example, because I was just looking at Square, is you had Square up there on the 3. I want to say the 3 to the 50 period. And you know that you can identify the trend break. The other thing is, even on like a 15-minute chart, like it cleans up a lot of the noise. Like, to me, I stopped shorting it once it broke. You can obviously see like 61.5 there, big deal, right? But then I was actually just trading the long after they responded. So the Square responded to Hindenburg with the usual, they're wrong, we're okay, misrepresentations, and yada, yada, yada. I'm paraphrasing them, but all these responses are always the same way all the short reports are very similar. So that 61.5 on the higher time frame, you can see it's a big level. So I had a scalp trade in there, got out for a tight stop, but really, if it bounces off 61 and kind of holds this area here, then it actually has some support. If it gets beneath 61, then you're back into this zone where I thought the shorts were pretty good. So, you know, you're at a decision point with Square. Like, you expected there would be a bounce. That was the bounce on the response. There was no support on it. If it gets to 61, then it could just end up making another bottom. We'll see what ends up happening. Oh, what just happened to Intel? The market's still going down. Nothing happened to Intel. Intel just got back to, not the low of the day. The low of the day is like 28. 25, but it just printed me some 55s in there. I still want to short pops, but every time I put an order in there, it's like it just flushes. And we'll probably look for VWAP on this. Like, somewhere in the, like, this turned over at 28, like 65, the original place I was short. So I think that's where I want to get any kind of a pullback into the upside. I still believe this is going to be a short. Meta just rejected, just flushed the 205 area. So this could turn into a bit of a fade itself. Ignore that wick to 200. If we get a 200 fill on Meta today, then I promise you I'm long that price. That's for sure.
All right, Ponzi Fonzie, you ask. Shout out Ponzi Fonzie. There, that's 2 shout outs. Say your name again, Ponzi Fonzie. That's 3 shout outs. So there it is. What's up? Right there to Ponzi Fonzie and everybody else in the chat. Thanks for supporting us, and thanks for keep on coming back. And right there, we'll go diamond hands a little bit. We are getting better graphics to come through here. Keep saying that, but we've seen them. So they're going to be coming through very, very soon. Right now, yeah, better is a question. I saw you just shake your hand there. But it's new graphics, I should say.
Yeah, they're new.
New, more
You guys
interesting
tell us if they're
graphics.
better. You guys tell us if they're better.
Well, unfortunately, we had,
when we get
the graphic artist that was doing our first ones is no longer part of the team. So we are working on some more right now. But there's Apple, man. Apple just came in, and that's what I want to talk about quickly, as Apple just printed that 159.30 right back into this area. Do we have another bid at 159? Yes, we do. But then after that, we wait to see what this market wants to do. The market could go red today. You know, and if it does, Apple does as well. And when Apple goes red today, then that means we go down to 157, 158, let's say. So if we go down to 158, sure, take out at 159, maybe questionable, but this is what we're doing. And I'm actually pretty darn proud of myself, because I, too, held this move. I held half of this all the way to the downside, went for a little bit of a walk, called the wife. We knew we had our stop positions in there, came back, and it's printing. And look at that, bounced off VWAP a couple times right there. So that was a good trade to have reloaded, but that's fine. We got all of our shorts in here on this rip up, and then we just said, you know what, set it and forget it. And it's a downside move right now for this guy right here. That is Apple. So, okay, just set the auto cancel there to off in case we do come back into 159. All right, I got to put a bid. I don't even have a bid here. I didn't realize I would be coming in this quickly. We'll put one at 159.08 or 09 or 07, one of those magical levels, because I feel like it keeps stopping at my level. So if I say exactly what one, maybe that won't fill. And there goes Coinbase right down to the downside. Nah, I thought it was going down even lower. We need to break 66 now on Coinbase. So we're $360 in the money on Coinbase, $2 in the money on Apple, and both to the short side, man. Shout out to Dan Emmons. I know he's been short for a while. So we'll continue to hold this and see if we can't make that magic happen even further. People asking if Arun is out of his short. When he comes back, I'll ask him.
He'll ask him.
Pardon? No. So there it
Hell
is.
no.
Instantly, he just got the refill there on the tea or water, and he is not out. So there you go. So if anyone was asking for that.
A couple of things. Dan in the chat has been making, basically, and I don't necessarily disagree with him that things could be a little bit worse in the banking sector than everybody's been saying. I said it half jokingly 2 weeks ago that when the bankers are telling you everything's fine, generally speaking, that's when you want to panic. And I mentioned a comment. He was sort of saying always have some cash in hand just in case things get bad. I'm like, I got West Indian blood. We're always paranoid. So I wanted to. That's why I'm like the next comment I'm making here is someone just asked in the chat, Arcus FX, if I like cricket. Yes, I do. I'm that person that likes things that nobody else does. I love baseball. I love Star Wars. I love cricket. I actually think it's a fun. I think it's a fun sport. But a lot of people think it's boring, but I think it's a fun one. I probably watched a lot of it because my dad was into it, and then you like things your parents like, and it brings back good memories. So that could be it. But I'm pissed off at myself.
Baseball is America's national pastime. I think a lot of people love baseball.
Baseball is.
Isn't cricket super popular?
Baseball gets a lot of hate. So here's
curling.
Here's what I will say about cricket. Do not sleep on the IPL. It is like the NFL in India.
Yeah.
It is going to be huge. I just think that the opportunities in the IPL.
I like kabaddi.
Kabaddi's a great sport.
Kabaddi. Oh, look at
I
Apple.
get my butt kicked in that.
Apple going to the downside, huge right now as we go. So that's a banger as we just get 159 right now all the way to the downside. So now we're starting to flush a little bit right now. So this is going to be huge.
Square breaks.
As the former president used to say, huge right now for us on Apple. As there it is, man. And you can load up as many shares as you damn well want to. And there's the short, there's the long, there's the short on Apple. This is an NFT trade right here as we go. What's up to the Juice? The Juice is loose. Shout out to the Juice on the chat. One of our favorite Buffalo Bills of all time, sans other issues, playing wise. It's open, man. That guy, you watch OJ play. It is what it is right there.
You know what's crazy?
OJ and the Electric Company.
All I'm going to say, I'm going to leave it at this one. But let's just say a family friend married the lawyer, one of the lawyers on OJ's defense team, who was also the lawyer for Ray Caruth. So all I got to say,
we can just look that up.
All I got to say is Ray Caruth isn't a good person. I'm gonna leave it at that. But then also that
OJ.
Give
us your opinion on Ray Caruth?
OJ, it ain't what it seems with all those things. But anyways, I'll just leave that one at that. But this flat bottom, I don't understand how coin is holding up right now. Square. This market is flushing and Square is just holding for it. This flat bottom break, if it happens, might just be one of those, okay, well, I'm gonna take it and we'll die on this sword. Because if 61 breaks here, when it's been holding, and the market is all floodgates right now, I'll be impressed if it can hold this bid. But man, this looks like it's an awesome opportunity for a short trade. It's a flat bottom breaker. I almost want to be in a piece of it before it happens, to wet my beak before it even breaks. Yeah, you know what? I say it and it's like it starts to go. I'm gonna get a little bit. I'm just gonna get a piece, and then if 61 breaks, I want to add to it. I don't want to carry this too far past VWAP if it goes down. Meta's probably too far gone at this point. I'll have to wait for it to maybe make a pop into VWAP or something like that. But yeah, this is getting pretty ugly. We're about to hit 12.8 on the NASDAQ, which if you remember 12.8's been that kind of big litmus test or line in the sand. I know we were talking about 4,000 in the ES, but 12.8s were bouncing all pre-market and then ran away from it. If you looked yesterday before going into the Fed, 12.8s were bouncing before. So that level doesn't hold. It gets pretty darn ugly for this market.
Yeah, look, we don't, I see someone there was asking for financial advice about the banks and stuff like that. They're not financial advice, but whether or not you guys can hear and see what's going on in the banks, and I don't think the Canadian banks or any of these banks are immune, I guess, to any of these problems, right? When you're buying out long-term duration and then all of a sudden, you're trying to hedge that with short-term and then the 2-year goes to 5%. It's a run on the deposits and it's a run on the banks, and I think that could happen absolutely everywhere. But what we're doing right now is running for the hills on Coinbase, as hopefully that can make a downside move, which it is doing right now as we expect. Nice move down there for Coinbase. Let's look at something else right now. Amazon is the only, well, we're red on Meta, but Amazon right now today, this was the one trade that we've left alone, which is kind of stupid because look at Amazon just tanking. I mean, everything right now is doing this. We were short Amazon early, and this is part of risk management, like short making, like look, the short making money right there, short again making money, and then eventually blown out. And then so right there, we lose on it, on that last piece, and it goes to the upside, and we get out at about $100.30. It goes up to 101, and that spot right there, if you look back on Amazon, yesterday's high was 102. So, you know, if you want to take $1 worth of risk, there was probably a decent spot at 101. I feel like you might have used these ticks here at 101.40 maybe to start your position. So I'm not sure Amazon is really in it right now. But look what we're doing right here. This is why I want to bring it up. You are coming in. I mean, every level right now is at risk from yesterday because the market, I mean, we're short. Apple, right? Coinbase is $4 in the money and Apple's $2.50 in the money. So yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. But look at this, 98.50 coming in right here for Amazon at yesterday's level and already red. 98.50 a break spot for Amazon. I like that short.
Tesla is just getting to 190 right now. Well, okay, fine. 190 was beneath 191. It just bounced off 190.5. Just to be precise about this, it closed at 91, but this was the bottom at the close. It actually in the aftermarket hit 190 and then channeled there. This would be. Like this is kind of that level where like it just turned red. If there's going to be a bounce, I think Tesla, this would probably be it. If it does carry any kind of momentum to the upside, 193 is that previous zone that I think can be shorted if it does get up there. I'm not even, like if the market bounces off 12.8, I'm really thinking about where to fade it more than anything else. And someone mentioned Schwab was dying. I bet, yeah, probably. Down to 53, so it flat bottom broke. Right there, like, I mean, there's, 53.90, 54 even, whatever you want to call it, 53.80, any one of those. It just continues to flush to the downside. I'm willing to bet, if you look at like FRC, oh no, that's actually holding the bid. And then that PAC W, that's the other one. It's probably holding too. Like these are, it's interesting. These names, the smaller regional ones are holding up pretty decently. A little bit surprised at that, but they're catching bids. So maybe not all weakness everywhere. I'm thinking about if coin doesn't break 65.50 to actually fill the gap to the downside, what happens if it takes out 67.5? 22% short interest still on Coinbase. So you got to be able to respect that one. And there's one name, someone had asked, what do you think about Micron? So Micron has been the strongest of the chip names today. You can, I mean, whichever one, I don't care which one you're looking at, at least the strongest I saw. Still up 4%, even after pulling back $1.20. This just turned into a short. So it's been a lagger. If the market makes another leg down, this one has all kinds of room that it could still catch up to that move. So if we take out like 60, this is like 60.25, I think that can be engaged on Micron. It's just, it held up so well, and I knew I liked the levels on Intel, whereas if you looked at where Micron was at those tops, I mean, nothing really all that significant. I guess you could say like 62.5 would have been something, but it never really got above 62 to really give some of those shorting opportunities. Super strong name, and it's just, it's a shame. I didn't really see any levels I liked on Micron to want to short this, because short this might have been, it's a little bit better than Intel. But if it breaks 60.25, it gets pretty ugly. I like sometimes when the market's breaking lows, what can you short that isn't necessarily shorting the bottom? Yeah. Like everything's gonna, if we go red today, everything is coming down, especially if it's a tech name, even if Micron is strong. So I'd look for this for some opportunities to fade. Maybe I like 61, 30, 40, somewhere in here. It's already breaking the trend as we speak.
All right. So I'm starting a new position right now. It's Microsoft. It's a short, and this is one of those names that basically exactly what you were just talking about right there. We're trying to get ahead of the curve here and short this a little early. So we're short Microsoft right now. I do want to push more short right here if we do break that bottom for Softy. So this is what Softy looks like. It is still up 1.7%. So to me, I don't know. We've seen Softy yesterday. We got railroaded as it broke through 280. Well, we did it. The 280 was fine. It was trying to catch the falling sword here yesterday on Microsoft. That was really the problem. But look how far we went down once we started to break some levels. So right there's 275.50, right? So we bounced off there a little bit. Let's move forward to what we're looking at right now. That's 276.75. So you still have all the way down here to 275.50. That's where I could see some support coming in for Mr. Softy. So I'm going to go short now. I'll take a piece out if it comes back into this level right there. And then I do want to push even more short right now back to the upside. Yo, what's up? Hopefully this can come back in right now. 276. Yeah, get Justin or something, Greg, if you don't mind. But other than that, here we go. We are making a nice little move to the downside for this. So let's wait to see what happens. We had a viewer step up and in, so that's always great. But catches us off guard as we're sitting here hosting. So all right, 276. I'm gonna put a bid right here in the 80s. Maybe we get that fill, maybe we don't. But if that's the bottom, we definitely want to take a piece out of that trade. And then I'm pushing short right here. So if we break 276.50, then we're gonna, or 276.75, we're gonna go short again on Microsoft. I think it's fine. And look, I'm only going to hold this back to where we are now. So if this goes down and we get filled short and then it comes back up to like this 277.20 area, and that's going to be my out. I'm not going to hold this one for $1 or $2 against me. We're going to see if we can play momentum, play this breakdown. If we're right about it, people should join us. And if they do, then fine. If not, we're going to get out here at 277.60. So I really think this is well worth it. Are we bouncing off 12,800 again?
Might be.
Right now? I mean, that's the bottom here from the pre-market, 12,800. Could be bouncing off there one more time. I'm not certain.
It's one of those moments where, like, I feel like you want to, if you're taking a shot, you want to have a relatively tight stop on your short, at least a reasonable stop on your short, because, you know, this is where you'd expect either flush or bounce, and if bounce and you still like the short, let things calm down higher. Now I got it, like I said, I got into square a little bit earlier to what my peak. I don't want this like carrying above VWAP too far and getting out of hand, and it's the same thing with Micron. It's got room to run, so it's not like Tesla, which could go like $3 off the bottom. You know, this is probably something which, you know, if it gets to VWAP, it's still reasonable. But Tesla, on the other hand, like if you short the bottom on Tesla, like that can get so out of hand for you. Man, it's very tempting to push the long off 190 on Tesla. It's so tempting to push the long. I might just take, I might take a piece of this. It's just the risk rewards there, 12.8's there, 190 on Tesla already, and it's also only red now.
Just bouncing from 200 to 190.
I'm gonna go for it.
I'm gonna hold it for $10. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if the market's. I don't know, man. We got into more short there. Remember where our out is. We almost got put to the test right there on our out, but it's coming. Okay, so now it's coming back in for softy here. We do have a bid down here in the teens. So right now, sorry, in the O's, we're now short 28s. See if we can get a move back down right there. And just an update, man. I mean, we're $2.50 in the money on Apple, so we covered it. We only have a small piece left on this one. We held half, man, all the way down. So boom, 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 boom. Good outs. So you can see there's probably 10% outs all right there of the half that we had left. So 5%. Each one of these is 5% of that spot right there. So again, triple, quadruple loaded up here. And I was telling Greg, it was my largest position in Apple all month. So we took that there. So really happy to have held that all the way back down to the downside. This is not even close to the largest position for Microsoft, but we're going to take a decent one if it does take that spot out. So let's wait to see. Maybe we can make a little bit of cash right now on the downside for Microsoft. But I do want to push. I do want to put in if we take that level. Triple the shares that we have now on this breakdown. So here we go. That's hilarious. I was bidding sevens. Did you guys see that? This is where I wish, well, I could actually rewind the tape. It just went to sevens and completely stopped Microsoft there. That was brutal. I was like, okay, well, we're going to get out now, but we did not. Let's go. Just flush. Don't even think about it. Push a bid through this. Did you see that again? That there was sevens that just stopped? That can't be true. Like, all of these orders can't be electronic orders. There actually has to be other people trading. The problem is, when it comes down here, all these bids just cancel. It's not even, and then it finally comes down and sees a real bid sitting there, and that's the problem. So, you know, tin hats galore.
And lit bids too, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I'm using a lit venue there, thinking that, you know, we would just show ourselves, but I guess that was a little bit of a mistake, but doesn't matter. They can tell when there's, what would happen if I was using a dark pool is they would just ping it and see that I was there, and you'd get like 10 shares, and then it wouldn't fill you the rest. But that's brutal, man. Like, if I was at 10, I would have got some out for 18 cents. I might just switch this up right now on Softy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with this Tesla. I just threw in a stop beneath. I have to stop this in the 190 area.
What a surprise.
And it looks like it's coming to the downside. I actually added to Square there, and I added to Micron. But, I mean, like, you put one long on, and it's like, it's instantly bad.
We cash
You add shorts, and they're instantly good, right? So we're mostly short, but yeah, sometimes you tell yourself as a day trader, It's like, oh, I gotta have this level. Oh, I just try to bounce. Did I get to fill? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Well, if it takes this out, I'm going to be gone, and then this is going to be Flush City. CV Fletcher, I saw the super chat, and we appreciate the super chat. Short ETBN. I'm not even sure about that. And again, we don't necessarily give financial advice. I'll check on it when I can, but I got positions to manage. I'm going to take the L on Tesla, and right there's my stop. It was manual, so we take a long, and it's almost instantly wrong. However, you take a short,
tough one,
and it's instantly right.
Yeah, buddy.
So that kind of tells you something about the way the market is going, right? Like that's Micron, it's instantly right. And Square, this one, it's not flat bottom breaking, but it's giving you, this is kind of like a 40 to 50 cent range in here that it's scalping. And I kind of wanted to get in front of the 61 break. Like if 61 breaks, I think it's going to flush to 60. It hasn't happened yet, but I feel like that's just a matter of time. So I want to be in the short when it happens and not having to worry about getting it. Square obviously being down 16% is short sell restricted. So it breaks 61, you try to punch, you use a stop order to get the short at like 98, 99. There's no guarantee you even get a fill. So sometimes when it's SSR, you want to get into the position first. Fade yourself into the position. Fading just means like shorting pops, like as it goes up, you short it instead of trying to catch it on the way down. So you fade into it off maybe a consolidation level as opposed to breaking down. Man, that Tesla, sometimes you just go into short pop every single pop.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to short the 190. It was just felt like it was too far down.
Shit.
But nothing is too far down. Everything is flushing. We're not going to hold. What are we doing?
What's up?
What's
you're turning that over? Guys, I mean,
how far does the market have to fall before, and it's all shorts, before you turn this into a bear? How far does it have to fall?
I told you that we put some trades on for all of y'all right now, and there it is right now. Look at that Microsoft trade. It's $1 in the money right there already for this, as it just continues to melt down right now. There goes Softy. I told you we put on triple, quadruple, it was triple our position, but we had a decent position on right already from Microsoft. Ding, ding, ding. And then there is the push downside right there as Microsoft break yourself all the way to the downside. Now we're just, I don't know. I mean, you guys know I love this job, so it is what it is, and there it comes down to the downside. Let's go. It's got a 14 fill right there. Let's put one more bid. I mean, look, we just, like, this trade, this trade was just given to you guys right there, and it's 75 cents in the money from the break, let alone this is $1.30 in the money from our initial take, and then now we're planting purple flowers, as we just got a great fill right there as well. But now let's try to hold on a little bit. If I think this market's going to go red, then what the hell am I doing selling anything right now? Apple right now, $3 in the money. All right, that's enough. Fail. Right now, Microsoft, $2 in the money. All right, that's not true. It's only $1. And Coinbase right now is $4. So yeah, man, we are turning pretty bearish right now on this market. So there's Coinbase right now, rearing its ugly head back down to 66. But I know we're both in Coinbase. It still needs to break the 65.50, like Neil
still
was
got support
talking about. So I don't know. I don't want to. I could get out right now. I mean, look what we're doing on everything else. But it's just a matter of like,
if it breaks that channel, it could drop $3.
So it's not, to me, it's not worth the risk to get out.
It's the home run part of it. Like that's when you're in the last of a position that you've been holding, you're just asking yourself, like, what's the next point to make a decision, right? Like there's decisions to be made here on Square because there's a buyer right now at 61 and I'm in at that level. But with something like Square or like Intel for me, actually Intel is at the bottom. Like if there's a bid, you know what I said this morning. If there's a bid, this is where it kind of would be, like that 28, 25. This is the other part. When in doubt, zoom out. Intel's back at the 50 period. So I know it's been making 25 to 30 to 31, but it's already bounced once off the 50 period moving average on the daily at $28. If it were to do so again, I'd want to make sure I was taking some profit out in front of it. But I don't think I even held on to enough of Intel, and I was doing a pretty good job. Wasn't covering anything till it was getting to VWAP, but then once it broke, like 70s here, like I feel like I didn't need, whenever there's a support level like this that's breaking, you don't really need to get out underneath it. You want to get out at the next level down.
Look at this.
Right? And that's what it should be all about. But it says Flush City. Oh, by the way, Square did just break that support, so forget about that. I was about to say how it wasn't breaking 61. Well, it's broken 61 now, guys. So I hate to say it, but the shorts are pretty much a home run right now. And the market is, usually when I turn the bear to a bull or the bull to the bear, it's like a jinx. Not this time. This time, it's just true.
Well, you
just
turned it
true.
at 0.49.
Yeah, but we're going.
So I still think it's going down. I think we're going to go big time red.
We're going red.
I think it was probably
no, but
long.
the ES is already red.
Yeah, it was probably
ES is
long
already.
overdue on that. But all right, so like, I don't know, man. Thank you so much, Contango. Thanks everybody, man. Beat Fanatic, everybody in there. What's up, Mark Knight? Everybody, thanks for all the credit on that. I mean, you know what? I like it because it means that, you know, it's nice when trades work out. First of all, that's for sure. And I mean, look. No matter this, like I keep saying this over and over again, no matter the style of trading that you're doing, like this right now is $1.30 in the money. It's $2 in the money from a position I took 3 minutes ago. So like, you know, you could trade any kind of style. And mine is to get these out as they come down. Now, I still am holding a third of this trade, which is great for me. And I'm trying to get better at all this. And again, like I said, we all deal with certain situations. But right now, you know, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day. The market's absolutely flushing. And we called the short and we held it. We've been calling a short in this market. You know, I don't know. I mean, when was this? This was from 11:30. We were calling the short in this market, right? And that's why we shorted Apple. I even went on the midday show with Fahad there when Arun went to grab his lunch and talked about the positions that I was in. Apple was flat at that time. Fahad can remember that. I don't know where he's editing something right now. I remember Fahad was like, I kind of like the 161 long. And that's when we were just like, even Arun and I remember, both Arun and I were like, Arun was saying it funny to, remember, you might not remember, but Arun was like, okay, Fahad, take the long then, take the long. You know, if you like the long, take the long. So it was right here, and I was like, don't take the long to him. So, and he did take the long on Apple, and he wound up losing. It doesn't matter. It's not about one position versus the other. It's just when you sniff something out on the short and you're able to hold it, or same thing as the long. You know, like look where Apple is right now. Just touched 157. Like our last piece out was right there. I mean, this is a monster move for Apple, and we have this move. So, you know, you got to pay to play sometimes, and sometimes you have to take a position that maybe you don't believe in other accounts, but you have to remember what the purpose of the activity is here. And that is that we're day trading. And when you see this kind of a fall happen, yeah, look, I could do better, try to hold for the whole move. But I've just been here 22 years. I've seen so many moves. Go, then stop. Then go, then stop. Then go, then stop. Oh, then you're wrong. Back and forth. But I'm trying to do better holding these positions. And as long as everyone's short this market, I think you're being okay. Let's just wait to see where we go. I wish we would have held, man. I didn't even realize how much Apple just flushed there. That was brutal, man. We want to get some out at 159. Going back to sort of yesterday and into today's levels, man, it didn't even think about holding that, but look where it held. Yesterday's close held. So I still think there's a leg down here for Apple. We may get back into the, I'm still short, but we may put on some more here. It's just right now we're watching out for Microsoft. Oh, and by the way, Neil, we got it, man. It looks like Coinbase right now trying to break 65.50. So it did break, actually, and it went to 65 flat. So Coinbase, $4 in the money. Apple, $3 in the money. Was $4 in the money. And Microsoft, 80 cents.
I want to shout out Greg Moore in the chat here because he said, he messaged here saying Russell 2K was the tell today. And, you know, even if you don't notice something like this, like the way this started rolling over, and you can always check out when a major index breaks support. And IWM here, I mean, broke a weekly support level, and just it's been flushing through, and it's on like major support in the daily. So this is getting really, really, really ugly. And when that happens, you always say like, even if a stock was strong or whatever it was doing before, that doesn't matter. Like Square was actually was dead cat bouncing, or you know what, or making a relief rally. I keep trying to stop using that term, but it's ingrained in my head sometimes. But now it's starting to roll over. We talked about Coin, which was effectively squeezing before. Now it's broken that channel. I think we're probably either getting to 63.5 or down into 61. The only one, because I'm in Micron now, I feel like it makes some sense. Like this bottom here on Intel, I'm going to take it, but the reason why I feel like it's fallen far enough, and as I mentioned, ring the register on Intel because I don't want to give it up, and it's on the 50 period on the daily. Like that's been a level where there's buyers, whereas Micron, to me, just has, like if it breaks 60, it's got $1 to go to the downside. So you make a bit of a judgment call. It's like, what do you think has a better chance of falling even further? And that would be, to me, Micron has a lot more catching up to do. Mashworth, you're into breaks and cats. I don't know, like as a trader, you're always into things breaking because it can break to the upside too. Like, look at Micron at 59 this morning. I mean, I don't know, if you like an even dollar break, that was pretty good. I would say that this was like this area here off the Powell, or whatever highs you want to call it, the Fed highs, that's the bigger level. It's all hindsight, obviously, but I wasn't watching Micron because I always look at the other three. But Micron was probably the structurally easier trade today. You could have either just been long when it broke, that high from yesterday, never really troubled you. I think it's pretty much in the pocket the whole time. Maybe it goes against you 15, 20 cents, and it dips into the same price, goes bottom top, same price as before. Get ahead of it instead of when it's breaking down. You can take the breakdown here. I like to get ahead of it in the consolidation when it's broken the trend. But yeah, pretty good structurally trading there on Micron. I think it's a solid one. And let's see what happens. I mean, I'm not really looking at too much of anything else. We've been able to put on Square and Micron. I'm now out of Intel. I'm thinking where to get out of coin if it accelerates. Probably, like I said, that 63. Tesla, if you're keeping track, it made a bid, but not where I wanted it to. 188.80. Sorry, 65. 188.65 is where Tesla is now bouncing. A little bit random, not a price I would have looked at, but that's where it's bouncing nonetheless. I still think 93, if it ever got there, is too far on any kind of relief rally for Tesla.
All right, so we just we did Yup number 1, but I mean, realistically, we have a couple of them today piling through here as well. So, so far so good there. As Microsoft right there, Yup. Beautiful move, man. 277.50, 277 break. Then right there, just got another piece out at 276.50. So it's about $1.30 right there in for that trade. So far, so good here as we continue to watch this market completely collapse right now back down in. And the one thing that I'm noticing here is like the way my net, like right now, the way it fluctuates is much different than the way it's been in the past because, like I said, taking more shares and holding for bigger moves. So it's like right now I'm happy. I'm at the highest spot we've been at all day, but definitely well aware that these markets can move and change your net very dramatically. And look, this is the thing. So like if I don't scalp all these out right now, right, then I don't have these outs, which are money fills. Like that's 275.75 right there, right? So that's 50 cents better than 40 cents better than what we have right there. This is 275.50. That's 60 cents better than we have. And we just took a 60 out. So some of these, you know, they don't look great on the way out, but I have reasons for getting them out. I use support and resistance. The one thing that I was thinking about doing was, and Neil and I have talked about this, and that is like Fibonacci and stuff like that. So we actually have those capabilities here where you can start to draw some of these lines, you know, top to bottom, but then, you know, like, it's just giving you retracement points. You know, you have the 38.1 and the 62.5, whatever they are, different rates here. I feel like this is just halfway. I don't think that worked out pretty well there. You got to set them up. But like, you know, here's the Fibonacci. If I just click on it and you can right click right there, and you can actually start to set up. There it is, 38.2, 61.8. So you can get all these going. For some reason, I don't. Oh, it's because it's marking it as white. Oh, that's interesting. I've never even used these before.
So what the?
There it is right there, teal. So I actually don't care about the 50% retracement. The 100%, I don't care about that either. I want to look at these little key levels there. Let's go there, let's go there. Let's do the 100 as well. So there we go. So now we'll push OK. Oh, now they're dotted. Okay, so now I can see some of these retracement lines. So the fib lines right there actually told me to get out where I did. And then the other fib line right there. See, Neil? So I think we just...
So what's interesting about that
we looked at it, but didn't look at it close enough here.
Well, the reason I started looking at it is because someone was telling me about them on Twitter, and then I was having a look, and it was always places where I was making decisions anyways. And I'm like,
right, me
okay,
too.
well,
I just noticed.
Like there's something that, you know, it's like if it's telling you that there's something to it.
Well,
if
like
I'm already looking,
fibs, man.
Yeah, well, it's probably intuitive, but it's also supply and demand is also going to be at some of those prices as well. So I'm not exactly sure what just happened for PAC-W here, but this is a legitimate volume spike. Right, like a huge, probably the biggest one of the day, and it just moved to the upside. My first gut is to short this, but we'll see what happens. I mean, my first gut would be like short this, but I didn't really see anything that hit the wire that would have caused that kind of a volume spike, and it's not really following through. Like the volume died down after the spike, which usually means, okay, it should kind of come back in here. Don't tell me I didn't pay. Oh, I paid for shorts on FRC. I'm going to go ahead and pay for locates on PAC-W. I'll keep checking to see if something just happened on it, but I didn't see anything hit the wire other than this really big volume spike here on that regional bank. Checking back in, getting out of Intel was, I feel like, you know, it ends up being right, like kind of, but it's still not really bouncing all that far. But what is trying to catch a bid. Like Micron is right at that level. I don't want to make another decision, but if we don't make another low on the futures, Micron's probably bouncing back into my entry spot. So I have to be at least cognizant of that move and go into the pay for short management because I want to be able to get those shorts on PACW if I can. And yes, euthanasia, Fibonacci, aka the golden ratio. On my chalkboard at home, which we have one in the kitchen just to write down like stuff that's happening with the family, we have the entire Fibonacci sequence, well, not the entire thing, but all the way into 5 digits because my daughter was interested in patterns. So she's really been into the Fibonacci pattern. She likes saying it at school because it makes her sound like really, really smart because no one else even knows what the heck it is. But you know, it's always fun. Like these patterns, they're useful because other people are looking at them, right? Like none of these things are like the golden anything when it comes to indicators. And that's how indicators are. But they're useful because everyone else is looking at the same chart. Everyone's looking at these indicators. So you get supply and demand at key levels. And that's what makes them interesting. And that's why I use it personally.
All right, I don't use them, but like you just mentioned there, I have them up right now. And there it is, another out for us right here on Microsoft. As you know, we're just taking $1, no fibs necessary. $3 on Apple, again, no Fibonacci. Huge move up here. And Coinbase. Holy money. I mean, let's go, man. I like Fibonacci Alfredo as well. This is a nice move to the downside right there. Good look on that one, Ponzi Fonzie. Look at Coinbase, man. Downside. See ya. Again, wow. You know, this could be up number 2 right here. Huge move to the downside as Coinbase continues to tank lower. We did talk about this on our trade of the day and why we took out half right there and why we were holding for the rest. So let's go. Banks are in a big world of hurt here coming into the close. Yep. So I just feel like, you know, we got to watch out for our positions. And ain't never scared, and that's where you have to be. Microsoft downside, we're going to wait to see if that blows up in everyone's face. JP Morgan, we got some out right at the end of our show. Like we said we would, man, 128.50. It's down to 126 flat right now and looking to break lower, man. And the problem with JP Morgan is it's in a lot of trouble here because it's about to break that low of 4 days ago. Was that Monday, I guess? Monday's low when we came back from the weekend and everyone was wondering about what, we haven't looked at in forever, Neil, Credit Suisse. That was another one.
I kind of gave up on.
Yeah, I kind of gave up on it too. I don't think we should have though.
Well, it's the thing about it is like, remember, like it's a stock deal. So really it's just going to fall with.
Yeah, but UBS should be getting killed too.
Yeah, with UBS. Like if UBS is going down, like everything's going down. So
let's look at Credit Suisse.
What makes it interesting is that the volume's like 70 million and you can throw around a lot of shares on it because it's a penny stock. So, that makes the risk reward, like a 90 break, this is an 89 flat bottom break.
UBS is down 7%.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, but Credit Suisse is only down 6%.
Oh,
so go figure.
Credit Suisse is going to be down forever, I think, until they are.
It should be down, but it should be moving the same. I mean, that's a little. But the thing is, the reason one's down more than the other is probably because it was probably trading at a discount in the first place, and that's usually the case. So like one's catching up to the other in the move to the downside because people are like overzealous and one opposed to the other. I'm in that PACW. I just want to give it to like 940 or so. I'll add to it if it starts really failing from here, but I didn't see anything on the wire that caused that volume spike, so it feels like it's going to be safe to be in it. Had there been news or something that I missed, I'd probably just jump out.
And I just want to, again, I know we've talked about, barbecuing our profits. No, we talked about, trading and trading your own style and things like that. So first of all, we're almost out of Microsoft right now. We have 15% left, on this Microsoft position. But and this is, again, something different, right? Like people could be like, hold. And sometimes it wins, man. Sometimes you get great trades where like this Coinbase, you're $5 in the money. Like Apple, you're $3 in the money. But when this comes down there, this is 100% retracement there, obviously, using the fib now that I know that. So I put that up. But that's not why we got out, right? We got out of Microsoft. And again, and this is what I'm talking about. It just went right back into where we were in the close. That the close yesterday is down there. Sorry, the open of today, right back into support that we already know exists. So when that comes back down, I just get out right there on Microsoft, right? Like we're getting out, like we're out. Like these outs are 80 cents ago. So like if you're holding a small amount of shares or something like that, maybe 80 cents doesn't really matter to you and you're fine giving that back up. But I'm not fine giving that back up. So that's why I get out. Like when we see pressure coming in, I'm getting out. I'm getting out of these names, right? So now when this goes back up, it's dirt on the shoulder. And I don't want to get any dirt on the shoulders. So we're making sure, like there it goes. Nicely done. Back up to the upside. Is it a reshort? perhaps, but either way, you're still coming into levels right now that we wanted to get out. So these are all huge outs for me down here. So now when it comes back up, I just look, sure, the net's getting worse, but we've still banked out. Like Microsoft is my second best stock today, and I only started trading this with you guys at 2:30. My second best stock, and I've been sitting here all day. So, take advantage of this. Make sure that, you're watching stocks that you believe in and positions that you believe in, and stay true to your own style, no matter what that is. And then if it's not working for you, adapt, get better. But honestly, man, this is what trading's all about.
Yeah, we're about to hit 3 o'clock, so power hour is here. Now, here's a wick bottom on Coinbase. Like, it just wicked 65. It's hard to see. Actually, you can't see volume on that. Sorry, guys. I'll do this. Does that maybe help? You still can barely even see the volume spike. So decent volume spike anyways. On that wick bottom, you could barely just see it crop up there. But that's going to be, for me, a little bit of a trail out. So I'm now out of Coinbase. Like, it wicks that bottom. That's a huge move. And as a matter of fact, like something just happened.
Something just happened, and we just banked the shit out of this long.
Look at PAC W. Look at PAC W. Something just happened to the upside. There is something going on.
I'm not seeing anything. We do not have Brendan. I'm going to try to find out what's going on right now on that move. I mean, futures oil, no. All right, so look, man, no bank error in my favor, but we went long on, what is it? Okay, so possibly, let's go to FRC. It's FRC related. It's more deposits if warranted against the. I don't know if it's deposit protection or someone's coming in with
it's already
with
up
more deposits right there. Yes, sir, man. We run that right there, right back on Microsoft, right back up to the upside right there. I don't know how far we're going to go, but we're long Microsoft. There's the short. There's the long. Like, we punched long. We were getting out if it broke 20s. It breaks 20s. Look where we're long at. So Prosper Pro 8 right there. P Pro for the win on that reversal into the long right there. We are now $1.30 long. And look, it just goes back to exactly what I'm talking about. If I hold that short, should only talk about myself, then right now I've lost. My number 2 stock on the day gets taken out at reasonable levels. Now, we cannot control those headlines.
That's like the headlines. It is what it is. Like, it happens in the middle of the day.
That's why I said bank error.
You have no idea when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen. You can just know that it might happen at any moment. And I think Luis talked about this morning, and
always
we did last week. Always have stops, always have an out. So my PAC W stopped out because I had a stop order on it. I just went into the long on FRC because I kind of knew the level. Like 1320 was a breakdown. I looked at it. It was already through here at VWAP. So I'm like, okay, let's get long in front. Oddly enough, at 22, because why not? Like, always, for whatever reason, always when I hit enter. But look, this is probably. Like, you know where this has come from. Well, let me just go to the 15-minute, because you know where this has come from. And I'm not saying this is going to save, this headline saves the banks, but this is exactly what they were looking for. And if you really think about it, 13 was that low from yesterday, so if it's going to make any kind of a bounce, this has so much room to potentially run. I just want to be able to play off it now.
Here it comes right back, dude.
Where I shorted, I'm only in one short, and it's Micron. Because Micron, I said, if Micron had so much room to catch up, if it came into VWAP, that's where I'd reload. It just so happened. Sometimes that's just how it works. Like, you're there, that's the one I liked. I can double check where Intel is, but quite frankly, I was on Micron. But it comes into VWAP, I got that fill. But I'm going to make sure I'm getting something out on the bid, because if we happen to trend up from here, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if this was like a little bit of a relief rally starting. But we'll see what happens. Like, that headline, maybe it's going to be a temporary relief. Who knows? We only have an hour anyways as day traders, so you're going to have to take profit one way or another. Can't really hold these regardless of what you think overnight.
All right, so just real quick right now as we go. So, we're still short. We're long Microsoft here. We're going to get out if it breaks back down through 277. But again, we had our stop, and that's the one lesson. I mean, there's lots of lessons to learn every day, and I hope we're doing a good job helping you guys with some of that. But it's like, whoa. Oh, that's right. I'm still on this fib. Get out of there. It's just that if you don't trade with stops, then yeah, you kind of deserve that right there. But we did. We got out, punched into the long right there, and then there's the move to the upside again on that. So it was bank error in my favor because, quite frankly, the stop was for more shares than I had. So that's why we went long there. I was not intending to go long, so we take that profit right there. It's nice, but again, that's why we took it out. Like, as soon as it just ripped up, I was like, okay, what's going on out there, out there? And the note is, I just saw it myself here, Janet Yellen, we are prepared for additional deposit actions if warranted, from our friends at Bloomberg. So Bloomberg must have gone long all the banks, then they released this, and now we'll wait to see if Janet Yellen is actually saying that. But right there, we're gonna get out if this breaks back down below 277 right now, but for now it's looking pretty good. JP Morgan, wow, what a move. I don't know if you guys saw that, maybe on your own accounts. JP Morgan, right to the upside. Now, I've gotten some out at 128.50, so it's fine, and no matter what, it's a longer term play for me on JP Morgan, so honestly, guys, whatever it does on this one, but that was a huge move up, and look where it went to. And again, this is why we draw the lines. It's just, it happened too quickly. There's the 200 period. Goes up there, stops, and comes right back down. Am I ridiculous for trading off of a 1 minute chart? Some would say yes. The numbers would say otherwise. So it's right there, 127.50 came right in. That would have been a level to look at. But more importantly, right into this level right there. Where we had a 127.50 drop, and then it came back and stopped, and then came back in. So there it is right there, 127.50 came in to play for JP Morgan. And the one name is Google. I feel like Google is super, super strong, man, today. Still up that, there we go, we got out of our Microsoft. Still up there, that 2%. For Google, and this one came right back in and is not even, I mean, it was close to the open. The open is right there at 930, 104. This didn't even come back to the day's open. So, and then it ripped all the way back, almost took out highs on that note. So, like, I feel like this is a strong name, man, Google. And if the market does fail a little bit, this is the one that we want to be in. So if that happens again, I want to be down here low side for Google, trying to take advantage of that. Apple's still downside right now as well, as that goes all the way back up to a level that could have been shorted. Let's see if we can retrace. And Microsoft, of course, just the real trade was there. Microsoft's still my second best stock of the day. Although Coinbase is, I actually take that back. Coinbase always was, but it's position dependent.
Yeah, I mean, Coinbase is a beast. Tesla came so darn close to 193, but not quite there. I did get Micron. I did not get Tesla on the short, but I want it. Like, we failed at 4,000, 192. 192 is not chasing it necessarily too far. Like, well, sorry, 191.5, I should say. 192 is probably a reasonable price. Like, if you wet beak, then I can still get an average price of 192, which is the risk reward that I want to look for on a Tesla short. Getting that FRC coming back in, it's now always on the New York, Neil. Well, I mean, Tesla's a NASDAQ stock, so I actually have an excuse for getting it wrong there. So if you look at this, if we can hold about 1250, I just got into Tesla, then the upside is relief can get you to like 14 even, although we only have an hour to go here. So I got 50 as a stop. I just put Tesla, that's on FRC. I just put Tesla on, so we wet the beak as it starts to roll over. It came so close to the resistance level and then started the reversal. It's like, this is where you wanted it short. It's kind of like that Micron. Like, if you wanted to fade it and it got to that price, okay, fair enough. Should Tesla care about the banking situation? I mean, why is this daily still on FRC?
No, I'll go with no.
I'd say no. Like, to me, Tesla has rejected 200 and is trending down off of that 200 break for a couple of days in a row. So double top, trending down. The last consolidation was 92, so that's the level. That's the level you short it. So anyways, we're in it now, and hopefully it gets to the low. I made the mistake of going long first. Hopefully the short isn't a mistake too.
Oh, I had another trade idea now. We're just going to hold everything. Are you still in Coinbase? No, you got out. Okay.
I covered my coin.
Yeah, good cover. It was 65, wasn't it? Something like that? 65.50, something like that? Where was it exactly?
I have to scroll them.
All right, then don't worry about it. I just wanted to look because we did a nice move back to the upside there. And I was debating getting out right around here, 65, 64.50, if we do make that move back down. But one name here that was, again, I think is going to be a good trade off this high. Like, we just topped out there. But this is kind of the same thing now. I like how this is setting up structurally for a short off of 100 again, because then you only have to give it to $100 and like 35 cents right there, right? This sort of a top there. Let me zoom back in for AMD. And again, look, long AMD, then short AMD. Like frustrating for me today because we had both ways right and just wrong timing there for AMD. So we'll be right on that name too. But right there, just looking at it, like I like this. There's the move right back up, right back into support right now. So there's two trades here. Either we come back into $100 or so and we short it, which I'll do. So maybe, do you think the short is still in though on that Janet Yellen news? I mean, that's...
I wanted some exposure to the long, but I picked that FRC because it's that banking play. But it could be. I got out apparently at 40, 45 or 46 or 50 or something on Coinbase. So it's holding up and looking okay.
I mean, we could break that long on
wow.
AMD.
So Tesla just printed 91s and then did an about face back to the upside here. So if I do get more Tesla, it'll have to be like above that 192, like somewhere in this range here is where I want that fill. We'll see if we get it. Like we could definitely see a bit of a bottom. It's just a matter of where else it can be. I think the stronger banks are the way to go. Like I hesitate to look at, like TD was at such a monster level that I bet you, 77 long is, like it's a huge level on the daily on TD Bank. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this in Toronto, 77 long in Toronto. You know what, you guys, I'll do this for you. I'll just look at it in New York.
Just do TD.
Yeah, I'll just look at it on the New York if it wants to load up here. It's going to be all the same thing. Like just 56 is the low. It's bouncing off it right now. Probably one of the safer banks. I just noticed a gigantic level on the daily where TD is. So if you get a rally, it looks pretty solid. So that's that 56 level. You can see it bouncing there. I might like a long in this off a higher low because it feels like a solid bank may be a good way to go here.
Okay. Oh man. I'm gonna go long AMD. So we're back above the 50 period right here on the ES or on the NASDAQ futures. You're still up that 1%, so not all is lost today on this. I'm still gonna hold Apple and Coinbase short. The Apple short, we have a small piece. I'm just trying to hope to see, not hope, but waiting to see if we hit that 157 again, which on Apple, I mean, we just came down to 157.60, had a huge move up, just battled back. I feel like Apple may be down to 158. If that happens, we can get it, but that's not going to come into play if the trade that I want hits. So I want this long. If we break through $100.25 or so, I mean, that top wick is 32. You could actually wait for that. Maybe that's a better play, waiting for that level. But I just think if we, normally I play off of even like quarter levels, so that's why I put that in there. But let's just wait to see. It's going to have to break that if we're going to go long. So let's just wait for AMD. This is why I'm not getting out of any of the shorts. I'll play a break long. I just feel like that's good news, man. I mean, if Janet Yellen, if we're really in this trouble, I mean, we saw trouble yesterday because of the banks, and now she comes out here and basically, again, what the hell is Janet Yellen doing? Yesterday's exact, I have to go back and find it, so I shouldn't say exactly.
Sometimes you just not say anything. Exactly.
But they can't.
Who might have said, who, I don't know, whatever.
No, we are, what do you mean? We can have opinions. I just think she came out yesterday, like 23 and a half hours ago, or whatever the time was, 24 and a half hours ago, I guess, at 2:30.
Yeah, it was 2:30.
And came out and said, nah, just joking sort of about this deposit. We're not going to up the deposit limits or whatever, the insurance. We're not going to insure the uninsured, basically, is what she said, right? And then right now, fast forward, Miss Yellen, another 24 hours, and her exact quote, again, is, now it is, we are prepared for additional deposit actions if warranted. So yesterday, nah, we good. And then now today, it's like, hey, man, maybe we will do something if warranted. So, Miss Yellen, stop watching the markets and do your damn job and just do something that is appropriate. Because, look, it's not that, like,
Hold on a second. I got a video of Janet Yellen right now.
Okay, go.
Here's live video of Janet Yellen. Here she is. There it is.
Come out a Blue Jays fan or what?
No, she's just backtracking. That's what she's doing.
Backtracking.
She's backtracking.
Have you seen that before? Like he goes in.
I love that.
Like a Jays fan and comes out like a Yankees fan or something.
I love The Simpsons.
But anyways, I'm sorry if you guys are Janet Yellen fans and stuff, and I'm not necessarily against her.
We used to have a graphic on the trading floor that we.
I'm just not down with that kind of talk back and forth when traders like us and traders like you guys out there are trying to make decisions and trying to make money, which I mean, make money. I mean, whatever. Jenny Yellen doesn't even have to be here, and that's not going to change. But it's just like, stick with the rhetoric that you actually believe in, and it creates great opportunities for us. But see, like now, I would have gone short. Like I was thinking about going short there, and I flipped over my mind because of that. So we'll still hold the shorts. We're still good, man. We're still good.
I just didn't reload in Micron.
Yeah, exactly.
I just didn't reload Tesla.
People are saying, are there Jenny Yellen fans? I don't know. There must be. Her siblings.
No, so
her kids. Does she have kids?
When she was the Fed chair,
husband, wife.
When she was the Fed, she was the chair of the Fed. Every time there was a Fed day, like we'd always put like this. We put this like picture. Some guy made a thing, and it was like the Terminator. Janet Yellen with the Terminator
Greg
and the glasses.
Probably has that. Greg, do you have that?
We used to have a graphic, and it's like, dude, we put it up there just to remember that Yellen was about to move the market. But yeah, I don't know what we're gonna call this one because the market is going
down now. But
yeah, it's coming back down
up.
now. I grabbed some TD, and at least the only thing that happened is I didn't add to this thing because it could just end up still being a rug pull. And what's crazy, here's the other thing too. This is a good point. Like the support level is on the daily chart, and there's 45 minutes left in the day.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is probably more interesting tomorrow, levels like this on some of the major banks than they are when you have 45 minutes for it to move. And even probably less than that because we'll get the imbalances at 350. Like a lot of reasons why, like maybe this is like VWAP retracement would be good in this particular situation, but that gets real spicy tomorrow potentially on something like a TD. So I don't know how much more room I want to give this one. Feels like the risk to reward on FRC can make a big move. So, you know, I don't mind taking a hit there because it can go $1, but TD might just have, these banks aren't going to move enough on this. They're going to have to digest this news. That's the way I think of it. I'm mad at myself because, you know, like Micron, I kind of snipped it and got some out, but I did not take more shares out of Micron. When it showed you this, and then it showed you support again at that same 60.5, and I had an opportunity to get more shares out, and then I could have just reloaded it. Tesla, we'll see what happens. Tesla feels like it's at least a little bit weaker, holding the lower high right now. This could consolidate and then absolutely flush. I just got out of FRC, so we'll stop to fail on that one. Tesla will hold on to that short. Micron still feels like it's a good one as well. Intel, oh my goodness. I should be shorting, you know what, forget this.
Uh-oh. Oh no, it's okay.
No, like this is, like this, I would have already been in this position. I'm only using a midpoint order. Gimme. There we go. It was at 60 and I put like a 59.5. Sometimes I do that, it's weird. Like,
isn't that stupid? I do that too, and we shouldn't do that.
Because
we could just wait.
Well, you just essentially throw away the half cent.
I know. I do that all the time, and afterwards I'm like, what did I just do that for?
Anyways, I use my BATS midpoint.
It goes back to what we started trading.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, I would already be short Intel if not for me second guessing all of this. Like that pop right in there, that's where I wanted it. Look, you can call it luck or whatever. I call it luck a lot of times. I elected to get out at the bottom on Intel because I thought it was support in the 50 period. If I really thought that this was going to be the bottom of Intel, I'd be long, right? But you're holding that last piece. I felt like that was the support. When we get the early look on the imbalances, I reserve the right to change my mind on the direction here, but I'm kind of going back into the shorts. I do not want to add to my TD long. As a matter of fact, I've tightened the stop. I don't even want to give it to the low of the day on TD. I just think the shorts might still be good. Got away from that thesis maybe a little bit too quickly there. So Tesla back beneath 191. Let's short Intel to the bottom and hang on to this Micron.
All right, we'll just do this quickly. We don't want to interrupt. We're going to do a trade alert right now. Because, yeah, we're still in this, Nate. We're just brand new into AMD. And I played it off these bottoms. Sorry, my eyes are the other way here. Just trying to make sure that I watch this stock. But we just played it off that bottom of 50. So let's see if it holds, man. If it holds, great. If it doesn't, fine. But I'm going to take a piece out here. If we can get it, we're long right now at 77. So it's a dime piece, but still looking for a little bit more, of course, here into that. So we'll see if we can get that fill. Now back up to the upside. We'll see if we can get I'm at 100. So if that'll fill, that's great. And then I do have one more bid down here, playing off that bottom wick right there, which is 45. So let's see if that comes into play right there, 45s or so for AMD. But we're back into the long right now on this name. And this is not, and again, you know, so after we have this is not a full position. I would much rather have played a break if that comes through. But right now, we'll just play off this. Why? Because again, we're into power hour right now. We don't have that number. We're going to get it to you at 3:30, what that market on close and balance number is. We don't have actually, We'll look it up, but if we do struggle on it, I know there's a lot of traders out there that are looking at it. If you guys can post it, it's on Financial Juice. Neil and I, of course, are Brendan-less today, which is fine. Brendan-less, right? Which is fine. It's just
you get used to.
He won't have that number, which is what I'm getting at. So like, we don't have that live for you right now. So if you do have that, I mean, I can check it out on Twitter as well. But I just want to see what happens with the NASDAQ here. Either we're going to hold or we're not. There goes AMD. So now we're long on AMD at this level. And it looks like the NASDAQ's going to give me that answer right now, as AMD looking to flush lower now. What, is Yellen going to come out and go, nah, my bad? That could happen right now as well. So we're very close to now. Yeah, I hate that. We're very close to getting stopped out on this one if it does take down that bottom. So, and again, look at our average price, 66s. So yeah, we will take a 20-cent hit here if it drops, 30-cent hit if it drops below 40s, which it looks like it's going to do right now for this. So yeah, the shorts are still strong. It's why we held on to the majority of our shorts, guys. So we still have Coinbase and Apple, but we are in a new position right here with AMD, unfortunately, as this market is trying to take down the lows. So yeah, we tried the long right now. There it is. Bye-bye. We're out of that long. Still, it hurts the net, of course, because we don't ever want to lose, but it's all good. Trust me when I tell you that. We'll just wait on it as we still hold Coinbase $4 in the money and Apple $3 in the money. But that AMD, yeah, definitely should have just reversed into the short. But like Neil and I both said there, man, that's part of it.
It's frustrating. Like, I went for the longs in a couple of banks there and didn't load up on the shorts when you could have had them. Like, I reloaded Intel and I reloaded Micron, but the thing is, like, there was so much opportunity to just say, oh, forget this. This is a trend back into the downside. You know what I kind of wanted to say there. But like, yeah, Intel, like it goes up to VWAP, and how easy is it? Like it rejects, and we're coming right back down. The selling's not feeling like it's done at this point. About the only thing that made sense, well, we'll see about this when I actually call it up. I mean, Square made sense to get out. If only it never fell apart on that flat bottom break, and I should zoom in so you can see this a little bit better, but like it never fell apart in that flat bottom break, so I don't mind making the top wick there, because the risk on Square, to me, it's just a short seller report, right? Like, this stock could rally like $5 tomorrow or do something really crazy, because when you have those, they usually catch a bottom. Maybe it's already done that, but it never really broke down from that flat bottom break. So yeah, we're able to scalp a bunch out there off the support level, but I don't mind getting out of that one. It's these chip names and of course Tesla that are weak, but I obviously went long Tesla first, so that's that. If it gets back to the low of the day, hopefully we'll see what happens at 3:30 at that time when we get the early look on the imbalances. Maybe it'll carry through. Didn't quite get up there enough for a reload for me on Tesla, but yeah, the shorts were just fine. It's like sometimes you get headline driven, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with reacting to a headline. I just think you always want to make sure you're actually taking the time to digest it first and you've got it right. And that's, the shorts were not completely invalid at that particular moment, because not every one of the, like I'm shorting the chips and looking at shorting Tesla. Like, do I really care too much what she says about the banks? Tesla was making some technical rejections anyway. So we'll see what happens here at the low of the day when we get there.
Holy, man. And right now, this is what it's all about, man. We'll hit the sirens again, because look at Apple. Apple, $3 in the money. Like, so this has just been a great little push down here for the market. We were short Apple right up here at 161. We shorted it 3 times. We shorted many more times than 3 times. We had our largest position of the month up here as we just thought the short was coming through, and that's it right there. Apple right back into these levels, and if we zoom back out again, you're right back into yesterday's close. So although we got out on the way down, we're still holding a piece of this. Let's see if we can indeed hold that bottom. And then we have Coinbase, of course, as the trade of the day, which it's been all day, man. We got blown out of the short right here when it battled through 67.68, but there's the takedown there for Coinbase all the way back down. Now this name is $5 in the money, as we are now short 670 right here, 69.80 we're short right there, and it's printing 65. So it's been a tough day because we were up early and now we're almost flat. We were up over almost what, 2.25, something like that on the NASDAQ. The ES is now down 0.37, but the NASDAQ continues to bleed, and I feel like the best trade right now is holding into the close. So let's just continue to do that. Although Apple right there, man, just bounced off 157 pretty good. 157.74, up now 25 cents from that level. Actually up 40 cents. So let's watch out with Apple. I may put a bid right there. Close this position. It's 3:30 almost. We have to be flat at the end of every day, but I do like this Apple trade. But it's bouncing off yesterday's close, something to watch out for.
Yeah, look, yeah, you have to respect. You got to respect the fact that we're getting down and bouncing off some of these support levels. Like the NASDAQ itself too, bouncing off the bottom that just got made. You can look at the ES doing the same thing. Like I just saw, like this decision point here on Intel where I held through before, it just bounced off it. So that was a nice little, like when a stock is falling, look to see where there's supply for buyers, and there was buy supply at 28.40 here. So when it bounced off that, I'm going to get more shares out at 50. I can always rinse and repeat if I still like it at VWAP, but you have to make a decision at the important decision-making levels. Now Micron is bouncing too. Maybe not at an interesting spot, but I also took some out there at 60.40 at the same time. Tesla still a buck in the money, but it just, wow, that just slammed back to the upside, actually a little bit more than I thought. But still in a downward channel here. I might just take the Tesla 190 is still a bit of a thing, and maybe that's because I'm reading that into it too much, but 200 to 190, I could see it holding around here. I might take this one out, hold on to the chips, or at least give it a chance to that 330 when we have an idea where the imbalances are going. Got to be flat anyways, but I want to keep an eye on that. Like this market could take out the lows. I feel like if that happens in the final half an hour, there'll be places to get back in. Don't need to hold all three of the shorts. Can always find a happy medium when it comes to that. And just to check in, I know we're not covering every name in the market. When you're live trading, like that's going to be part of it. Meta, one of the strongest names out there for the last little bit. Look at this bottom at 202. Pre-market lows, double bottom at 202. I just looked at it and was like, oh, that's interesting. Look at 202 on Meta. Even if it doesn't get back down there tomorrow or today, I should say, I'm going to file that one away because if it breaks 202, 200's right there. I think there's a couple of dollars on that trade and a huge support level right now that we want to be able to trade off of. But we might have ran out of chances. Like that bounce, like I took a Tesla bounce. Meta 202 was probably the bounce that you wanted. I don't know that I would take it again because it's so late in the session, though.
I mean, look at AMD. AMD is right back up, man. So we would have won on that one, but that's okay. As Neil said, we are getting later and later into the session right now. That 158 is going to haunt me again, but we're still going to wait and see if there's some hope for that. I mean, just similar. It's funny that you said that because the same thing just happened twice here for Google. Right down to 105 again was an area that, again, look at yesterday's bottoms in that yellow. I mean, before this, yesterday's bottoms before the complete crash was 105 again, and that's sort of been holding at 104.80 right there on Google. So that's a level that I'm going to buy if we dip back in as well. So I actually want to go long Google if we get back into 105. So I actually have a bid there at 105.11. Let's see if that can fill. It's still 50 cents away from here, but hey, we know that can happen in a heartbeat back down there near that 50-cent mark. So, okay, that's some trades there. Anything else you guys want us to look at right now? We can go back to FRC. I still think that you got to trade these banks at your own risk, man. There's the news, like thanks Yellen for that, all the way up to 13 and change. You might have got blown out of your short, and I couldn't blame you if you did. It actually broke some of these levels right there. But hey, if you're waiting for 14s, you're okay, and you're still short and almost near the low of the day again. I'd say watch out for this 12 bucks, but 12 has held a couple times, if I'm not mistaken here. Oh yeah, that's going to be hard to see. Hold on a second. Let me just move this up like that. And now let's have a look at where the bottom of FRC is. Yeah, so it's still that $12 mark. So you can go all the way back to Monday and see that $12, right? That's that JP Morgan bottom of 125.50 or whatever it is. And FRC back in there as well. All right, so FRC down 5%. The company that's buying Credit Suisse, of course, UBS. I kept saying Bancorp, so I was thinking about the symbol, and it's not. It's UBS Group here as its symbol. So I was going to be like UBN.
No bounce there.
UBS, yeah, down 7% right now. Forced or not to take this Credit Suisse debt on and try to restructure that company and whatnot, but there goes UBS again, just to see a 1-minute chart. We were short Apple there. This would have been just as good of a trade to the downside. That just keeps on breaking. So this doesn't look like FRC. This looks much worse. This is a straight, much better to trade.
It didn't even bounce.
Straight, well, yeah, that
one,
but that's not much of one. That's on that yellow news again, and then straight to the downside for UBS, looking to take out 19, and then on a longer time period for that. Again, you're still not near the bottoms. So, I mean, if you think that you can short a bank right now, UBS might be the one you're looking at, as they've taken on Credit Suisse, which could be the nastiest one of the bunch, and that's to the downside right now. So let's just be careful with everything. But right now, UBS is making that move back down into an area of support. Let's watch out for 18 possibly tomorrow for UBS Bancorp.
So I just got out of Intel, and look, this trend to me is clearly broke into the downside. It made the bottom literally at the 50 period moving average. Come to my chart for a second. I think it just, you look at that 50 period on the daily, and then you see a double bottom there. I tried the short off view off. It looked really good, then kind of sniffed out that it didn't want to break that support, reloaded it just instantly out. It's 90 seconds away, or less than 90 seconds away till we actually get the early look. I would not be surprised if it was to the buy side. Even Micron here, like, it's looking like that reload. It was a good trade, and don't get me wrong, like, whoever pointed out, and I apologize for not getting the name and shouting out who asked about Micron, because we got a question. This is another reason why I love this community. There was a question about Micron, and then I pulled it up, and I was like, yeah, Micron's been super strong, but really it gave you the breakdown trade. Like, it's trending to the downside and broke down, and then it gives you this entry point here by just checking up on the downtrend. And then the reload off VWAP, that was just a huge spike. And, I'm probably not going to reload it again until after 3:30 if I see some direction that I like to the south side. But that's what it's all about. You're not going to be able to track everything, but if you know the setups that you're looking for and have a style of trade, you can then see something that's interesting, that's moving, that's worthwhile, and then sort of apply those lessons. And hopefully we can all learn from each other. So on that one, I was going to hit this button, but I don't have
Take this opportunity to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed. There's lots of bangs.
I want to be able to have Katrine. I want to have Katrine.
Fahad's going to hit his own dunk one. And then we'll do the Katrine one.
Hola.
It's not working, so we're going to do this one instead.
Hola. Like and subscribe today.
Hola. Katrine has threatened to never come. Is she here today, Katrine? Have you seen her, Fahad? Okay.
She's here today.
I'm gonna message her right now.
She's ringing the bell, and she'll.
Is she ringing the bell? I mean, I got to message her. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to ring the bell.
I'm doing it right. Yeah, but hopefully, if we don't tell, this is the thing.
I'll throw something. One of these days,
that's not
just
ringing it.
Give me like a tennis ball, and then I'll see if I can. It's not even that far. Don't.
Oh, that was gonna go.
It hit. So you guys can't see this, but it hit like one of these light things.
Put it on the bell for a second here. I'm gonna throw this pen at it.
Let me just duck because I don't want to get it.
Oh, I can't do it. Okay, it's fine. Let me just see if I can hit this. Oh,
this much. I just don't want to. I don't want to get clipped.
Keep it on there. Keep it on there. I'm gonna throw something else. I don't have anything else to throw.
Trying to get clipped. Right
okay, we'll do that again. We just missed it, but okay. Let's go. Yeah, a little distracted here with that. So I threw one. The problem is, good thing the pen had a cap on it because I don't want to put a mark on that green screen right there.
So 146 million sell side is the early look to that. Oh, thank you, Pillsbury. Also put it in the chat there as well. Yeah, 146. We just get it early from Financial Juice.
Oh, I was looking at it.
Yeah, that's their little thing. That's not even that big, but I don't know. I was kind of looking for It's not looking for an excuse. Like, Micron was at the level anyways. I kind of just didn't want it to be a buy. That's the easy way to do it. I just didn't want it to be a buy, and as long as it's not a buy, this is the level I liked on Micron anyways up at VWAP. But you can see what's happening. It gets here to 60.80, rejection. It's a three-minute chart here, but you can see the rejection on the wicks. You'll see the same thing on a 5-minute or 1 minute. It doesn't really matter. So if it rolls back down into the low 60s, we like it. We do only have a half an hour left, so the stop is going to be just above VWAP here on my 3-minute chart. Got to be able to respect it. Tesla's not at a reload price. I canceled my bid at 190 on Tesla just now because the market starts rolling over. I think I can get a little bit better than that. I think it can at least retest like 189.50 if it breaks that 90 level. So let's see what happens. It's not a gigantic sell imbalance at all, but it is to the right direction. The market looks like it wants to at least hold green on the NASDAQ, but there's still some time left in the day.
Yeah, so that's good. Thank you so much. I just confirmed that. Yes, of course, it is 146 to the sell side.
There's your pens back. I don't know if you can. I knew if I handed that to you, you were just going to throw it again.
Bang! That's it right there. We hit it right on.
I'm like, he's just going to throw it again. Why am I even handing it to him?
There it is. You guys saw that one there. So we took us 4 shots there. I'd say that's about 15 feet. I don't know how far it is right now, but that was good. I'm kind of disappointed it took 4 shots to get that.
It's more than 15 feet. That's a decent long jump.
Ooh, nice. Okay, 20 feet. I'll take it. Right there, we hit the Swiss.
When you're a long jumper, you can tell these things. Could I jump that far back in the day, or could I not?
I don't know. My kid actually did
15 feet is easy. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's.
Yeah, try a knife. I would try a knife, but then I just feel like giving Neil a haircut there if I.
What missed. Haircut? You can't give me.
Wow, I would never. Hopefully, I'd never throw a knife either anywhere directly.
Could you even
near
imagine
your head.
that? Like,
yeah. Anyways, okay.
the head of HR would have an issue with that.
I thought that was me.
We don't have a head.
Oh.
There's a running joke on the trading floor.
That's what I
Technically,
was
doesn't
thinking
have an
was-
HR, so we just kind of we make that joke from time to time. That
Yeah, I think it would be more workplace safety and hazards or whatever. Would that still be HR? I don't know. I should read my HR handbook. Let me check it out. Okay, no, it doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just continue on with the show right now. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Coinbase still $4. So I'm just right now. I'm sort of in the mood to start to think about covering some of this stuff because again,
the market's still looking too bouncy.
Yeah. We have to be flat at the end of every day.
I just got out of Micron. I don't like that reload. Tesla even. I don't know. I might abort the short. And not Tesla, not yet. But I've aborted the short in Micron.
What was the saying about that? Oh no, abort.
If abort the short, the long can't be wrong. But so it's
I think the long could be wrong.
Yeah,
though,
but it's
today.
3:30. You don't have to make a trade. Like I feel like we're at this point. Like Yellen just kind of put a wrench in everything, and the trend was very clean to the downside. I feel like everything was just going to flush into the lows, and now it's a bit of a different story. Like even Tesla here, got a bit greedy with it. Certainly could have had some 190s just now. That was my original gut, was to take the 190s if we got it. And we'll see what happens. But 25 minutes, 15 of the imbalances. It is a tiny sell, very, very small sell imbalance. What is Meta doing? Is Meta back at... I was about to say, like, if Meta was anywhere near 202, I think I would probably just take the long in that. I just love that. Like, I like that level.
First of all,
on Meta, because 202 was pretty big even during the first wave down of the Fed decision there. And then obviously, like this is like Fed decision, and then like the Yellen flush, like none of the levels mattered after that. But the initial ones did, and they mattered today as well. So sometimes you throw out that secondary move if you feel like it had nothing to do with the stock you were trading.
Do we know what happened to Johnson & Johnson? I mean, this is another name that I own, and I haven't really been looking at this. And I'm not going to sit here and say you want to buy this for the dividend. The dividend is only 3% when inflation's at 6%.
Moderna
we'll
had
see.
news.
But yeah, Johnson & Johnson right now, the reason why this came up to me is because it just hit 52-week low right now for J&J. So I just want to say, like, if you, again, you know,
what happened to
if you want to get something in your portfolio that maybe is not a bank and that's not a tech name, that should do well at some point in the next 10 years. Johnson & Johnson right now making some lows. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on why this exactly is happening. You know, input costs, I guess, with the cost of inflation going up. I mean, we can see what's happening at the grocery store and whatnot. So, you know, Johnson & Johnson and everybody not away from that. What is Procter doing then if Johnson & Johnson's going to the downside as well? I mean, two in the same consumer discretionary, probably, okay, so I don't know, this is not going to be near 52-week lows, of course. Yeah, not even really close to the 52-week low. That's October of 2022. So, yeah, we're not even close on that one. So this is Johnson & Johnson specific. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that one, guys, with J&J. If you guys know why that's down there. Oh, yeah, that's right. They have all those legal problems. My bad. I thought some of that was all figured out with the talcum powder and all that
there was
stuff.
just a ruling. Because a lot of times when the rulings
they were going to
through,
split the divisions. There was something about that as well. So, yeah, we'll get on that right now. Yeah, it's a massive, massive lawsuit. Yeah. But again, that probably gets sorted out. But, yeah, that's what it was. It was that they were going to... If I'm correct, they were going to split the division so that one could go bankrupt. They could bankrupt that one, but that was not allowed. So that's true. Okay.
I think that's like Moves from the Hacker's Mind. That's an interesting book if you guys have never read that.
You're right about that, Reliable Rudy. You don't want to do, I was going to say dividend right now, it costs more in inflation than the dividend itself, right? Yeah. So you don't want to play
It's not a reason to make moves right now. Yeah, and then anything that has a yield high enough that it is a move like that, well, then it's probably a reason why they're yielding that high, and you got to be watching out for that as well. Like that's the thing. Just be careful chasing yield. It's like there's a time and place for that. 337. Okay, Tesla. I mean, I'll give it to this. I'll give it to 192 here. My gut is telling me take one last chance. Yeah, I'll take one last shot to reload and give it to 192. Like it feels like this level is at least valid. And I was going to do it here. I'll elect to do it here. It's probably going to be the last trade for me today. Would I short Intel? Someone just asked, will I short Intel? Here I got out of it as it looked pretty strong. Oh my goodness, Intel. You know what? I didn't realize Intel got this close to 80. It got to 85. These were the money fills, man. Like it's fine when you get the top, but that I'm stopped out when I get the top the first time, and then I get it, then I get the over/under. But these are the money fills. When you get the lower high on the trend, that's much cleaner because you know that it's already made a top. And then if it shows weakness here, it's probably just good for the rest of the day. So it just got that price, but I just reloaded Tesla. We have 20 minutes left to go. I'll go with Tesla because, I mean, it's weaker on the trend of the day. Like Intel, sure, that's a great price, but last I checked, that's still the high of the day. The market's near the bottom. Like Intel's actually at the high of the day. Show Intel some respect, Neil. Like I didn't even say that. Like it went all the way bottom to top. That's actually that ish ain't bad, man. Like that is a heck of a buy down there. I wish I could say that was me going long because that would have been fantastic. But wow, it went bottom to top in this entire move when the market's still in the bottom of the channel. Maybe I should start respecting the fact that there can be longs on Intel every now and then.
Yeah, I would do that. I feel like there is going to be a little bit of a shift here. We're going to see, I mean, tomorrow's Friday. Is it Friday already? Yes, it is. Wow, so we have the NCAA. We haven't even checked out the tournament bracket.
Michigan State plays at 6:30 tonight. That's
I was going
to
say, man, we haven't checked out the bracket in a hell of a long time. Right now it's 3:40, so we don't want to do this too fast.
I'm
here,
77th.
I want to give a big shout out here to my wife, who is tied for third. A big shout out to whatever happened to Tony. We talked about what happened to Tony, so I'll talk about that tomorrow if you're still in the lead. Big Pick Energy, what's up to you as well? And random coming out here. Paul from Trader Seattle, what's up? What's up to Joe Buck here as well? Trader TV, Jerome Powell. So, you know, he's in our... That's the thing about Jerome Powell. He's a little distracted right now. He's in the pool, so he's trying to figure that all out. Go Green. So there's someone in here with Michigan State.
Get focused.
They have that as well. Yeah, get focused, Jerome, right now. But yeah, okay. So just a little talk there.
Jerome Powell, that's big. Because they have UCLA going. UCLA's got a big matchup tonight. So like,
I think everybody at this point, right? I mean,
what time do they go? I'm going to check the time.
Yeah, double check. Okay, so we're back in right now into the trade. So we only have 10 minutes. We do have that market on close and balance coming through. So just an update. Let's update some of our positions because we do have to get out. Ooh, you know what's going to be funny? Ezekiel Elliott right now. Apparently, he might sign with the Bucks, which would squash. What's his name there? White.
I hate to have that guy in Dynasty.
So that sounds like that's almost a done
Every
deal.
touchdown gone.
Right now, yeah. So that's going to get. I mean, that's what Zeke's there for, right? To plow that through the end zone. We'll talk to Sharif about that, but I'm pretty sure he's happy with Tony Pollard and whatnot. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. Just a quick talk on Coinbase as we zoom in a little bit there. 66.25. So you know, if we can get something on Coinbase right there, that's something that I think we'd be better off looking at getting out around this VWAP area. So 66.30 or so for Coinbase was something that I was interested in. So that's what we'll look at right there. 66.25 as the out there. Getting a little greedier with our position on Apple. Just seeing if we can get a retracement back down. I actually don't have a stop order for Apple, only for Coinbase right now. And I've canceled my Google bid, although I still like a 105 bid. We are getting ready for the market on close and balances, which are right here right now. I'm going to get rid of ARCA because that is NYSE American market. Actually, I don't even know if that's what it's still called anymore. It used to be formerly known as the Amex.
I still call it Amex.
Yeah, so do I. But then when I was doing my other before the show, it was like I had to make sure to call it the right name because you know, we just a lot of people want to trade different things, and then we have to code it properly in the system. And
it's
all that
.am in our system, so
that's why we never
still calling it Amex.
That's what I'm saying. We never popped it. American though, that's what I'm saying. NYC. You know, we should ask ICE next time. We have Mr. Mark O'Keefe coming through. We'll ask him. I'll ask him all about that. He's coming in April. But wait a second, that's soon. We'll have a dinner date again.
That's real soon.
Just you made the last one, and Brendan did it. Yeah, you were there at the last one, weren't you? Yes. Okay, good. What's happening on the chat?
Guys, don't troll me with stuff if it's fake about NFL stuff because someone in the chat just said talks on Derrick Henry to Buffalo may help your Allen interception problems. Look,
I mean, they're just joking about that.
Yeah, look, I mean, Derrick Henry's not really going to the Buffalo
you know
Bills.
Who Reese,
you don't want any part of the
Hoskin
Bills
is?
if they got him. I know Reese Hoskins. He's a beast. He plays for Philly.
Big knee injury.
Oh, that sucks.
Carted off
the field. Reese Hoskins, he's a good player, underrated in baseball.
I was just checking to see if there was anything about...
No, but someone just trolled as well, and I think they're trolling because they just said that Johnny Manziel signed with the Bucks, and there's no way that the Bucks are dumb enough to sign Johnny Manziel.
Well, you know who they signed?
Who, the quarterback?
Yeah, you know who their starting quarterback is?
Oh, no, Shoot, I know this. It was Baker Mayfield, right?
Correct. I was gonna say, just think about Johnny Manziel and then just go like maybe a little level up.
Oh, Baker Mayfield is. I don't care what you think of Baker Mayfield. He's a hell of a lot better than Johnny Manziel. Like, come on.
Really?
The only person that believes in Johnny Manziel is Johnny Manziel's mom and Skip Bayless.
His girlfriend too, yeah.
No, Skip Bayless had the rant of all rants.
Yeah,
He said
that
the
was
guy would
hilarious.
be bigger in Cleveland than LeBron James. Look it up. He said it.
Yep.
Bigger in Cleveland than LeBron James. That's what Skip Bayless said. But you know what? He's more famous than I am, so more power to him.
A little bit. But we like Skip Bayless, or do we? I don't know. Those guys, and then the other guy he's with too.
Oh, look, I don't have any issue saying it. Like,
No.
I'm not a fan of Skip Bayless.
He was saying some racial stuff too.
Like, I
wasn't he?
like Will Bond. I'm a huge fan of him.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
a lot of them are talking heads, like Stephen A. Smith. I don't really like people that are just saying hot takes, like that stupid one about Johnny Manziel, just for the reason of doing a hot.
But then
take.
but it goes play with both sides. Like, look at Kendrick Perkins made the most ridiculous take of all
Yes,
time, and JJ
just
Redick
recently.
smacked the crap out of him. I don't care. Call it like it is sometimes when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, I like the guys that talk real. Like, I appreciate quality analysis when you just give your opinion, back it up. That's what it's all about. Hot takes, squash all that nonsense, man. But the Manziel one, that's going to live in infamy forever. And I have nothing against Johnny Manziel personally. Let me just get that out of the way.
Personally,
I
obviously.
got nothing
you
against the
know
guy.
the
It's just as
Shout
a
out
sports
to
fan.
Texas A&M. So
Yeah, I was a
anybody-
huge college.
anybody
I
there-
love college football. So the guy is one of the greatest college quarterbacks to ever play. He was unbelievable. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, and I mean, when he came on this is the money Manziel. When he came and got drafted, he was doing
love
that.
that stuff.
But that might have been the thing where you knew, your quarterback doesn't do that, man. But anyways, whatever. Peyton
They
Manning.
don't do the DX either.
Who did that?
Well, Mayfield didn't do a DX. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
It's one thing when you're in the league. I'm just talking about on draft day.
Okay.
Like you're literally just
No, I feel-
drafted. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I wish
Okay.
to get drafted in the NFL.
Back to
when-
just for a quick second. Back to the markets.
Fahad's close to getting drafted in the NFL.
I'm close to just stopping out here on Tesla. I wanted to hold this into 350 with the imbalances coming out, but I don't know that I can do that. The market really feels like it wants to break out, and my gut is telling me, you know what? Why give it the extra room? Why give it the extra room? My gut is telling me that we're breaking out, and if we're breaking out, there's no need to hold on to this. Like the NASDAQ is making a huge recovery right now. So, like, to me, it's just like, why even hold into 350? I don't have to. I can just get out of the trade and then move on to the next. 192 is just where it happened to turn. Like, it goes 192 half. I just happened to get short this when it rejected 192 even. That's the entire reason for the stop.
Coinbase
so
came out.
News happened after. So why do I don't have to respect that 92 is an even lower level. I can just save 30 cents on the trade. It's the last one I'll have for the day. Maybe, probably.
All right,
Yeah,
now
probably.
this market's starting to get going here with only a couple minutes left before we get those imbalances out. I'm going to close these out right now. We'll wait for them to come back. But there's our out on Coinbase.
Intel's going to break the high of the day.
Whether or not that was a good out or not is needless to say because, we were waiting for a way bigger move to the downside. So, this is the first time here into the close. There's the 200 period. We just broke it. Look at it respecting it all the way down. And if it continued, man, the 200 period would have continued, and then we would have had a better out. But unfortunately, we stick with our guns, take it out right there as we wanted to do that
Hey,
again.
there's the bell right
For Coinbase. Back in. So we'll wait to see if that can make a move back down, but I'm flat on that now, and we'll wait for tomorrow. We'll wait for tomorrow at this point. So if there's any other names that you guys may want us to talk about, we can look it up right now. Oh yeah, what's been really mooning, as I see some people talking about it, is gold right now. So we're in the black and gold today. But yeah, the gold has been absolutely ripping. GLD, huge move off of Fed yesterday. Huge bottom. We talked about this. I've been buying gold. I've been buying gold, the stock, Barrick Gold, and that's been not mooning, but going to the upside just like gold does. Gold's never going to moon the way we all want it to.
Not yet. It doesn't do that anymore.
It's a good safety if you want to have some protection against your cash and maybe some of these equities. I don't need to tell the gold bugs why you need to hold it. It's one or the other, right? There's people that will never touch gold. There's people that will flight to gold when stuff like this is happening. Bank runs, people don't trust cash. Bitcoin goes crazy.
There's
Maybe
a third
people
option.
take some in there. And then, so again, gold's not paying you a dividend or anything like that, but maybe your money is safe if there indeed are those gold bars in Fort Knox after all.
Well, you never know because Goldfinger might have set off a nuclear
another
device.
Canadian there.
Goldfinger's a great movie.
Mike
No, not
Myers.
Goldmember, Goldfinger.
Oh, James Bond.
The actual James Bond. But the third option is that you just complain about the manipulation in the metals markets, especially silver. That's you can be for or against, so you can just be a complainer about the manipulation that goes on there.
All right.
Someone just mentioned ETNB, and I feel like we got a super chat for this, and I'm totally sorry. Like I'm 99.9% sure that we got a super chat for ETNB. I had not looked at it today to realize the move that it had made, but yesterday was all flush after gapping up, and today was just look at it, hold the range. Sometimes day two, these things will catch the same bid that they got the day before. Like if something gaps up like this into a new range and then finds an equilibrium point, I'm still on a 3-minute. Let me just go to the daily chart. That's 1550, 16 area, previous highs. So when it dips back in and shows you that it wants to catch a bid, you got to feel like if it breaks back out, and I'm talking about like if it breaks back out of here, that 15, which is exactly what it did, breaks back out at 15. There's all kinds of a good long there. There's support, broke to 15. Now it's going to run into resistance at the high of the day because that's where it was yesterday. But this should be on my radar tomorrow. As a day trader, it's got to be on the radar tomorrow. Very, very strong recovery. And if it makes a second breakout, fantastic. Probably going to have some support down here at 15, even if it fails. So that's on my radar for tomorrow. And bounces in 30 seconds. I'll have mine up as well, but we'll let you know. The early look was 146 to the sell side,
Correct.
I want to say. Yeah, so it was insignificant to the sell side. There was a couple things that stood out recently, but there hadn't, like the imbalance hasn't really been huge. There was $1 billion the other day, but most of the time it's nothing.
I'm just going to keep refreshing it here because we'll have it up right now, and then when I see it on Financial Juice, I'll give it to you. I'm just going to keep refreshing it on Twitter. It's just at Financial Juice or something like that. At Financial Juice, yeah. So we're going to just keep refreshing it and see when it does come out because here it is right here. So I'll just to show you guys, we'll keep refreshing. And there it is right now. It's 350. So let's see what this market wants to do. I mean, you guys could do it there as you guys hear it, but there it is. BAC sell. SU, Suncor, oil patch. Right there as a sell.
Intel.
AMD with a buy.
The chips, baby.
Bye-bye.
No, but look at it. It's
yeah, go ahead.
Intel, AMD, Marvell.
Yeah.
It's the chips that are all buys. Everything else is sell.
NVIDIA maybe?
Where's NVIDIA?
Google's a bid as well. Wow. Oh, man. Some of these trades that we wanted to have in, yeah, Apple's going against us. I mean, this Apple trade is so small, but yeah, that's going to haunt me there not getting out of that, but that's okay. Amazon, this is why, like if you're joining us for the first time, welcome, and thank you so much. But I feel like if I was new to the show here, or maybe new to trading, or even if I was experienced trading and I didn't quite maybe understand about some of these crazy moves at the end of the day, well, now you're seeing exactly that. Like AMD comes with like a 2 million buy, and it just rips to that level again. Like, where did that come from? You might be saying like, okay, well, I was short AMD, and then something every day in the last 10 minutes happens where you get big spikes. So I just feel like, you know, pretty happy to show you guys this and try to explain it. I know Arun does a good job of explaining this as well, as I hope that we all do. But there it is right now. These are the market on close and balances. So whatever this number is at the end of the day gets paired off, right? So you're going to have like AMD. They've already paired off 1 million. So there's still 1 million left to buy. So that's going to pair off the 2 million, and then it's going to print at the end of the day at right at 401 or 1 second, 2 seconds on the NASDAQ. It's more mechanical. On the NYSE, it's handheld, so they might take a couple minutes or seconds after, but this generally is going to happen, paired off, and then you should get a little bit of a move down as this number starts to pair off, because the idea is that if there's not enough closing, if there's not enough closing trades in to pair this S off or this B off, which is a buy, then it stays. And it should shoot AMD up until it finds somebody to pair it off. So we'll wait to see how that goes. But hey, it's the market and it's a mechanical thing. And there's just one more reason to pay attention to the 350 numbers.
Yeah, and look, it's whatever works for you in terms of finding catalysts for trades or giving you reasons to hold a trade or giving you reasons to get out of it. That's what it's all about. I just have to like sit in my hands here because it was very tempting. Intel just actually broke the high of the day, got to yesterday's top. It's up 3%. So Micron, I flipped to Tesla, so I don't have Micron up, but Micron I think was up 4.5%. But Intel here found support at 25. It's tried before to bounce off the 50 period. But here, if it actually sustains this bounce off the 50 at 28 and gets back up and breaks this 30 channel, I mean, it's been depressed so long. Like, there might be a chance here for the stock. It's showing you some real strength. I know the short, like the shorts have been really good at key prices, and we'll probably short 30 when it gets there. But this really has a chance to show you that it's making a significant bottom. Like the 50 period, like this looks like, oh, look at my 15 minute. That's a good long down there. But maybe you don't have the confidence to take the trade. Then you pull up the next time frame. That's also telling you that 28 is a good support level. And if I looked at that harder, maybe I'm long at 28. And today, and then it would have been just an unbelievable bounce. But the chips are carrying this right now. Micron, sorry, check that. I said 5%, 6%. 6% to the upside on MU. And it's about to hit a major level at 65. It makes another push in there. We talk enough about AMD. These are like AMD and NVIDIA have already gone, right? Like they're gonzo, and they've been making power moves this entire time. But if you get like Micron in that 65, Intel in that 30, they've been trying and failing at these minor levels at the bottom forever. And if they finally start to get going, there could be some real momentum for them. Anyways, that's probably something for tomorrow or next week.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Nosh just messaging me there. We're going to get that figured out. Okay, so the market on close imbalances was 606 to sell. So, buy side, 606 to buy on the imbalance. So you're going to actually end the day on the NASDAQ not too bad, right? It was looking pretty bad for a while. Now you're only down 1.26. We are going to end the day at our highest spot, but it's not our best unrealized spot because we had a better fill if we took the very bottom on Coinbase, we would have had a better net, and then if we had a better fill on the very bottom for Apple, then fine. But just from being flat and with no positions, we are going to finish the day at our highest spot. So it's a good day for us here today. But again, thank you for joining. Thank you for not joining. Thank you for watching every single day, and thank you for joining us. And I want to give a big shout out again to Bears vs. Bulls, who really, has worked greatly to help moderate. And when we talk about Janet Yellen and things like that, I know that it gets exciting there in the chat. So I want to thank Bears vs. Bulls on that one as well. But all right, there's Apple. Someone said Matterport. I like Matterport, but again, I don't really. This is another one of those plays that's into the whole metaverse and things like that. So, I mean, it's been getting really killed lately, MTTR, Matterport, but nice little move to the upside. There's the, again, sorry about that, guys. It's hard to see when we're right at the very bottom of everything. So let's just zoom out like that and just see, it's come from a pretty far away, but I mean, again, just absolutely destroyed, but another name right now. We'll find out what the news is about this name, but they're just a nice move right now, up 10% on MTTR. As of course, if there was anything hitting, I'm just looking at basic news feeds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
off
don't
Twitter.
have the icon.
So we don't have the icon or the Bloomberg terminal. So Brendan tomorrow, again, he's resting up. Hopefully he'll be back in tomorrow.
Well, Sharif's here tomorrow, right? So.
Yeah, I think that, again, Brendan sort of has, Sharif does a great job, but it's more about that call from Brendan.
We want Brendan to get better.
So hopefully he'll get better 100%. Well, he will get better. So let's just hope that he's in tomorrow. That's all. And if he's not, take the weekend. He'll be back better on Monday. My throat was really a problem early, and I had the lemon ginger tea.
It
right
works,
now,
right?
It's getting a lot better. Well, I mean, I always feel, I never come in if I'm feeling sick enough to get everybody else sick, but
that's the thing. Yeah, because I think we're the same way. It's like, okay, well, if I feel, if you don't feel, you feel under the weather, but it's like I'm not bad enough that I'm getting everybody around here sick, then it's fine. But you don't want to, get everyone around the team sick because then all of a sudden we have nobody to do the show, which could be a problem sometimes.
Oh, meet Kevin pumped Matterport. I mean, I don't.
It's hard to keep track of that stuff. It's hard to keep track of that stuff.
We trade, other people talk about stuff. It's just, it is what it is. We lied. I'm not saying anything bad about me, Kevin. It's just we're sitting here trading.
Yeah, but did he pump it or did he?
I don't know.
Or did he just say he liked it and gave a fundamental case for it? Like, there's a difference.
There's a big
right?
difference, and that's why I'm not getting involved. Like when you sit there and talk and give, like you said it already, about giving specific analysis, reasons to like something. We can all be wrong on stuff. I mean, if I opened my portfolio and showed you the marijuana stocks that I had, you'd be like, "What the hell?" Like maybe I was crazy high when I was buying these things. But honestly, it's like, I don't know, like this stuff. So yeah, you can at me for that kind of stuff as well. But I'm never going to sit on here and tell people to buy or sell something. Neil and I, we all here at Trader TV Live, just showing you the goods, having a good time, and trying to prove to people that you can become a successful day trader if you do have patience and discipline and all the rest of that.
There is one piece of financial advice that we can always give, and that is to make sure you diversify your bonds with Wu-Tang Financial.
Yes.
I think we can all agree on that.
I don't think there would be any disagreement.
No,
there.
anyone that disagrees, you can get the hell out of here as far as I'm concerned. No, I don't. Oh, I mean that.
Well, they're probably not diversified.
You diversify your bonds.
I mean, I saw Wu-Tang this summer, and it was amazing, but I was more impressed with Nas. Nas was there, and that was great. And you would have thought that it was a very foggy day in Toronto that day, but it was not. Okay, so let's just go. We now only have 2 minutes left. There's that Matterport. I don't know why I'm still watching it. Cancel all the stop orders. Get ready to rock and roll. Right now, my Coinbase is out, and we are Apple. I mean, again, we have to be flat at the end of every day, right?
You can do it together.
Yes, Katrina's doing the bell, or Justin. Whatever you guys want. It's up to you. Both do the bell. We're a team here. We're family and we're a team.
You're not allergic to each other, right?
It will be Justin there and Katrine with her. Is that an essentials, Katrine? Ooh, wheel deals. That's the real deal right there. I like that one.
You'll see in a second.
She said it's $6, but I really like that sweater. I'm going to get one of myself right there. I don't know. No, now see, this girl, she goes from not wanting to be on camera to now dancing and doing all these crazy things.
Can you just put it on
well, no, we
don't.
No, we only have, I mean, it's 50. Oh, all right, Justin is
Justin just
away.
walks out. Okay.
Oh, there's the yawn. Okay, so you were actually on
You were
camera
just on right
there.
now, by the way.
That's okay. People.
She's working hard.
She's already getting marriage requests on here, so wow. I don't know. Get out of here, Justin. There you go. Get out of here, Justin. Ready to go. I mean, Justin, you might get some marriage requests too. I don't know. I haven't looked. We'll see. Right there. All right, let's go. Here we go. With only 20 seconds left to go, it'll be Katrina. Big shout out to Katrina. Big shout out to Justin. A big shout out to Liz today. Everybody that helps Trader TV become what it is. We wouldn't be here without everybody. Yes. So that's what that is. This is Mr. Globby. All right, let's go over to the thing right now with only 10 seconds to go. There's that sweater I like. Right now, 5, 4, 3. All right, the helicopter, 2 and 1. And that wraps it up. How much better was that than Randy's, by the way? Because now we can still hear.
I still have damage to my eardrums over what Randy did this morning. It was unnecessary.
It was very unnecessary.
Entirely unnecessary.
We got a great fill on Apple there, by the way, at the end.
Oh, yeah. So usually this is the part where we'd go to Brendan, and I was like, oh, I should probably have teed it up to see how the market did. I saw my imbalances up. The market finished NASDAQ 1% to the upside, the ES 0.1%. So technically speaking, it ended with a bounce, and it ended green. I have no idea what the Dow did, because quite frankly, I don't keep it on my... You know what? I think I added it at one point. Let me see if I did.
I have the Dow up some on one of my...
I do! Look at that. The Dow is up 0.09%. There you go.
Amazing.
See, we care about the Dow.
Amazing. All right. Thank you to everybody again, man. It was a really great day for everybody. I feel like if you were short, you had your run. If you were long, you had your run. And at the end of the day, we wind up 1%.
Yellen.
And then the ES up 0.13. So 1% for the NASDAQ, 0.13 for that. There's the guys behind us. There's Obi. Obi, give a wave. There it is. Thanks, Obi, for everything you did today on the show.
Shout out to Max.
As well. Max? Yeah, Max. I don't know. He's probably back there. Where does Max sit? Wave.
Where is he?
He's right there. There he is. There he is right there. Thanks, Max, again for another big day. I don't know if we have Fahad's camera. We can show Fahad right there. Thanks, Fahad. There he is. And Arun's getting ready to get out of here. Yeah, what's up, Fahad? Good job there.
Arm wrestle.
Yeah, No, they're not arm wrestling. They're going to pull some. Arm wrestling. The thing about arm wrestling is you need that table. You have the thing and you have the leverage. Otherwise, I feel like your shoulder there. But Fahad is pretty ripped, man. I'm not going to deny that, man. This
Arun's on a different level. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We had that debate back and forth with Prad there about how he would be loyal to Fahad and therefore willing to lose money gambling.
I'll paint my face in Italian
Okay,
flag
so here we go. So Prad,
let's
test the loyalty here. Okay, Prad, a race between Neil and Fahad. Is your money still on Fahad? Yeah. Yes. So there you go. Hey, runs deep, man. Loyalty runs deep, so I got to respect that for sure. There's no doubt about that. And I got to say shout out to Prad too, because every day I'm using this straight from India, this coaster. Thanks, Prad. The rest of them are at my house.
They're all
on my coffee table.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Mine are at home. This one's Brendan's. I stole it off his desk.
I put 4. I think it was a pack of 4 or 5. So I have 4 of them at home in the box, and there it is right there. So all right, guys. I think we shut it out. Everybody, Bears vs. Bulls. If we missed you, thanks for that. Shout out to Sharif. He's back tomorrow. Brendan, hopefully get well, my friend.
Oh, I have to shout this out. Comp SRX. if I lose, I don't care what the stakes are when I race Fahad. He can do whatever, but I will, no issues, Ultimate Warrior face paint if I lose to Fahad in a race. Done. I love that. I love wrestling
Rachel
too.
said
back in
Neil
the day.
will win, I think.
You don't even have to worry about it.
The only chance that Neil loses, as I've already told this, and he knows this, is that he pulls his hamstring.
I'd have to pull a hammy or something.
And so
like
that's, so I think
it's
that's,
non-zero.
I think that's well, yeah, I think
it's
that's well in the
non-zero.
realm
I'm older.
of possibilities.
It's fine. It can happen to anybody.
All right, let's wrap this. What, you want back to you? No, Fahad, look, Fahad, remember what? What am I looking at?
Long made money and then went short right after.
Yeah, okay, so I know, man, you're definitely leveling up. All right, man. What a great show there. Thanks, Fahad, for that. I'm really glad that we showed your screen there for all those trades. I mean, I don't know if you saw $4 on Coinbase or anything like that, but good trade there. And to each their own. It was a great day. Again, thank you so much. Whether or not you made money or lost, I hope it was what was the first. What did it say? The latter or the
former?
Former on that one. So thanks again for that one. I'm losing my mind here as we go. So let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 8:30 at Trader TV Live.